Hello and welcome to AntipoDnD, a show in which a bunch of Australians play Dungeons and Dragons in a setting partly inspired by prehistoric Australia and New Zealand. I am David, I am the Dungeon Master. I am joined by Zindy, Doug, April and Kyneman. Almost a perfect
Nearly had it.
introduction.
Reverse order though, like that's difficult. That's
Yeah.
speedrun
That
Well,
got me.
right
Yeah.
now.
I actually had to go, wait a minute, who are my players? I
Who
was
are
speaking,
these people?
last name I said was Zindy. Okay,
Yeah.
Zindy's in my game.
Yes, I'm definitely here.
Right. Sorry, it's been 3 weeks. I had a thing, then April had a thing, and we're all fine, but things happen. So, our players have been searching for, they have been searching for the Anchorage, the pirate haven. And they've been following a magical compass, which has been guiding them to this wandering isle, one of the isles that gives this location its name, as it just randomly relocates from time to time. On their captured pirate sloop, which they've rechristened, what would you call that in this world? Rechristening.
Christening.
Renamed.
Renamed. It have to be renamed, yeah.
Refeinoffering.
Yeah, which is
That's weird.
I'm not trying to say that.
They've redesmeaned.
Which is now called Layla.
That's the important bit.
And eventually they saw a mound in the middle of the water, what turned out to be a very large, almost like just the peak of a mountain sticking out of the water, though not pointy, more worn and weathered. And as they sailed around this strange monolithic island, they did find a crack, a crevice, an orifice, if you will. And we left them...
Let's sail our boat into that.
We left them penetrating that orifice.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep, let that be this episode's character note.
And you are flying the flag of the League of Free Traders, which you learnt was the way to show that yes, you belong here. You're allowed to enter this place. So, as the good ship Layla approaches this entrance, which just gets larger and larger, and the closer you get, the more you realize, you're going to have no trouble fitting the ship through here. You could probably fit a ship 3 times the size of this sloop through this opening without any problem. And
As
you're getting
a very little boat.
Yeah, and you are getting the sense that this is actually a really big island. It's still a bit hard to call it an island, but as you come close, a voice comes down from above as someone shouts through a speaking trumpet or a hailing horn, or there are a few different names for these things. And the voice says, "Furl your sails," which the more cunning of you will interpret as "furl your sails." So someone has told you, you put your sails up, and Rala will quickly make sure you all know how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's okay. I did the reading.
And if you look around, now that you know where the sound is coming from, you'll see that there is actually a wooden platform high above you, apparently just hammered into, or somehow driven into the cliffside. And there are a couple of people up there, presumably pirates. One of them watches as you furl your sails, and the other has a spyglass on you, and after a minute and after all your sails are up, they nod to each other, and one of them turns, and then you hear a ding ding as they seem to strike probably an old ship's bell that they've got suspended up there. And There's a moment of quiet. Rala looks at all of you and says, "No sails, we might need to row." But just as she's having that thought, the ship suddenly jerks under your feet and starts to be pulled through this
Yo,
orifice.
they got tractor beams.
And Rala says, "Well, this is convenient if unsettling."
Can I stick my head over the side and see if there's like obvious tentaclage or
Sure.
Tentaclage.
you know,
That is a word that I did not know that I needed to hear.
peristaltic,
Could also-
undulating flesh wrap
Peristaltic.
going on?
Holy shit, my guy.
Perception
all the
check,
words
please.
today.
Mm.
Could also look out for magic users doing water
Sure.
things.
Perception.
Perception.
But only roll once. Not that.
13.
19 for Vitericus.
I'm going to roll.
Orsi,
5!
you see nothing. Vitericus,
That's so normal for Moslad.
you don't see anything grabbing onto the hull. Certainly, looking around, nothing has come out of the water to pull the ship along. You do notice from the way the water is moving that the water in this channel is much stiller, except for this passage which seems to be drawing you along. So it's as though the water itself is pushing you forward.
Oh man, you know those floors in the Pokemon gym that have the arrows on them?
Pretty much.
A little bit that way.
No.
And Rala, with her hand on the tiller, says, "All right, I'm going to try something." And she moves it, and the boat starts to turn, and she moves it again, and it turns. She says, "Okay, we can somehow steer with this, which is good. I don't like giving over all control." So it takes a few minutes of going through this now very dark passage. Who of you has dark vision?
All of
Everyone
us.
All of
except
us
me.
except-
Everyone
Yeah,
except
yeah.
Vitericus. Vitericus, this is a little freaky for you.
Drift globe.
Because the rowers keep on rowing
Fine.
and they show no sign of slowing. And they can't see where they're going. And also, Jean is here and
Why do I know that?
Willy Wonka.
yes,
Ah.
Chocolate Factory, the
Thank you,
Charlie
thank you.
Chocolate Factory.
freaky rowing passage.
Yep.
Lolly boat.
Yeah.
Boiled lolly boat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nightmare fuel, that. Okay.
I didn't find it scary. I found it kind of exciting, but I mean, we're
You-
all pretty much special cases here, aren't we?
It was the chicken being beheaded that freaked me out, I think.
I do not remember that.
There was a I'm pretty sure there was a chicken decapitation. It was one of the visions, one of the hallucinations that happens in that. Anyway, as you
Do we see a chicken being beheaded? Is that
does
on the walls?
Vitericus?
Is that currently happening?
I mean, I've got the drift globe up, so maybe.
Just are you staring straight into the drift globe?
Not straight into the drift globe. I'm
In that
using
case,
it so
no.
that I'm slightly less.
In that case,
you know,
no, you
not
don't
directly
see.
for the drift boat.
You are
You're
not
not having
seeing
visions.
visions.
You're not staring
I am,
into the.
I'm not
incredibly
pondering my
bright light.
orb.
Yeah.
Eventually,
You're not a wizard. You're not allowed to.
No, that's right.
the passage opens up into this vast cavern, and you see that you are basically inside what is a hollow hill, and you can. There is a little bit of light coming in where there is apparently a hole in the ceiling somewhere, and this natural sunlight is bouncing off. And let me show you a picture.
This is the part of
Ooh.
Pirates 2 where I just got the shit inspired out of me so fucking hard. Because you know they drift past all of the intricately dressed set of the stacked up walkways and clutter and costuming, and I was just like, oh my god, I need to draw everything right now.
So check the
Ooh.
art
Oh, yes, I
channel.
like it.
This is just
Movie.
this is a concept I did before I worked out the actual layout of the place. So don't read too much into where
that's sick.
things
I love
things
that.
are. But it is a large cavern, limestone from the looks of it, with stalactites hanging down. There is a bit of natural light bouncing around. None of it is sort of directly hitting this settlement, but as you peer through the darkness, you can see a settlement. It looks like it's mostly made of... It's based on floating rafts that are in on this relatively still water. So we were talking about Fallout 4 the game again. So think Fallout 4 aesthetic with some of the floating settlements that they have there. And it's quite dark, except for besides the little bit of ambient light, there are lanterns glowing from the shore. There is also a slightly ominous greenish glow coming from...
Really slightly ominous?
Yeah, it's not as bright as it is in the artwork for artistic purposes. I just put it there because it's always nice having a second light source in your scene.
Yeah, that's hot.
But it's a bit weird. It's sort of like when you go to a nuclear power plant, like you've all done.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
As you look down,
Chernobyl.
and you look down at the water where they store the radioactive material, and you've got
it's blue.
and you've got just that.
Yep.
That
Because
slight...
radioactivity is not green.
Yeah, radioactivity is blue. But imagine in this case, it's green. So it's
Right.
It's not like somebody's lit a
Glow stick.
Yeah, it's just this faint greenish glow from underneath that you're sure is perfectly normal and not at all supernatural in origin.
Nah, it's fine.
I mean, it's not supernatural. Radiation is perfectly natural.
Shall I have a look? Pulling the hood of the cloak of the manta ray up to my mouth.
I don't
Ew,
know if
no.
it's a fantastic idea.
Little tendrils starting to quest towards my nose and mouth.
You know,
All right,
Could be
fine.
an undead kraken or
It all sort of-
something.
Have I
folds
told
back
you
in.
recently that thing's real nasty? Because that thing's real nasty.
it doesn't even normally do that. It's just decided to do that for the
It
terrorists.
just likes to stick its tentacles up his nose.
It's really good. My sinuses haven't been this clear in years.
Oh
It's really in there.
I'm happy for you. I'm glad that you have that.
So
Sometimes I do
My
it just for fun.
self-picking nose now.
Yeah, it's great.
as you come in, you can see a number of these shacks made out of what appear to be sort of recycled bits of ships, among other things.
I wanted to
with
ask how Final Fantasy X this is, but
walkways
answer
between
from
them.
the
You
DM.
also see several small boats, both moored at them, including a few more pirate sloops like your own. You also see a massive sixth-rate frigate, similar to the one that Rala commands. Not the same. Just happened the ship I used as reference was the same class as the one I'd already used for Rala Swift, so they happen to look very similar. This is presumably Queen Aneth's ship.
Mm.
Those
Can we
mother
see a
daughter
name?
ships.
You know what? I forgot to name it. That is to say, I named it,
Oh,
and then I didn't write
Oh.
it down, and now I can't remember.
oh,
No,
that's all right. You can tell us later.
yeah,
Poseidon's balls.
I
Except
was-
not Poseidon, Gimp balls.
I'll rack my brain for
But
it.
they wouldn't call it that because then you'd get Gimp
And you-
attention. You don't really want that.
Good news is
If you
that.
know the god exists, you probably wouldn't.
So the good news is
risk
that now
it.
I know what I've forgotten. Hopefully, that is all I've forgotten.
You try to forget the least important thing. That's my philosophy packing for holidays.
Oh yes, did I forget to mention that there's a Tarrasque hovering over this thing and suspended on a blimp?
Oh,
Yes.
Yep.
yeah,
He'll be
Knew it.
plugging the top of the hill, is what?
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Sunroof.
As you go in, you see there are a couple of potential places to moor your boat. One of them is, they're both near the frigate. One of them is actually right next to it, like you'd be on the same dock. The other is just a bit further away where you'd be perpendicular to it, sort of in front of its bow. And Rala says, I don't really like being so close to that ship either way, but what do you think?
I mean, whichever one is easiest to leave from, right? What's more of a straight shot?
And she says, I think I'll go for the one at the bow of the ship. Nothing else.
Makes
It's
sense.
not as close to that watchtower. She points out, and you can
Mm.
see that there is a watchtower with swivel guns on it, pointing out at the bay.
And speaking of, is there anything else we can see of like the dock area as we're coming in?
Well, now's the time to move you to the map.
Ooh.
Now, this is a big map. It might take a little while for some of you to load.
Oh, okay.
Let me make sure I've actually...
I have no token.
Token vision is now off. You should be able to see it now.
Mine is
This
loading.
might take a hot second for me.
I forgot.
Cannot. I will
I
refresh.
do
Oh, no,
not.
there we go.
Oh,
I'm in.
oh.
Oh,
I've-
maybe I'll refresh.
I forgot to
Oh,
click.
nice.
Hey.
I forgot to click the save changes button.
Ah,
She's getting there. Oh, yeah, there she goes. It's going. 38%.
So let me know
There's a
when
good
you're all in.
roll. I'm in.
Hacker voice, I'm in. Actually, hacker voice is kind of in. Actually, I'm in.
I'm in.
60%. We're getting there. Oh,
If I
there it
did
is.
the Batman voice, I'd do that.
April, how do you
I
have the
mean-
slowest internet? You're in America.
I don't know where this
think
server's located.
yeah,
Like
our
a-
internet.
Tech
Taking
area.
the
You're,
Well-
you're all dragging me down. How
To-
dare you?
To be
The
fair-
server is on your computer, so
Yeah,
it
I
is
am
having
the
to go
server.
under the sea, and the kaiju are chewing on the cables.
Yeah.
That's
and,
like the sharks are eating the cables.
yeah, that too.
I can see that giving you lag, but it shouldn't affect the download speed. Anyway,
I have, no idea why
Denon's
the map
Titan is
take
nibbling at the.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
look,
like
the
a big
zeros and,
spaghetti for him.
yeah, the zeros and ones are having trouble getting through because something's biting the cable.
so shout out, although I drew a lot of this myself, it also has a lot of assets from... there's a lot from Crosshead Studios and a few from 2 Minute Tabletop, because there's a lot of ground clutter that I did not feel like... I did not feel like drawing a bunch of barrels and that sort of thing to spread around.
This is the sort of thing that I would build in Minecraft, and I would have so much fun. But then I'd also grow trees all over it because that's how I roll.
I have a question, Dr. Mothterror.
Yes?
Is the green glow under everything?
Is it coming up through the water?
It is coming up through the water. It's
It's like everywhere, right?
Yeah. It's very
There's
hard to
some
pinpoint where in the
ill
water it would
lighting
be.
in this.
It is perhaps
enclosure.
more towards the center of this big cavern, whereas you're now sort of over on the edge of it. So if anything, it's coming slightly from the south of you, assuming that, I'm just assuming that, this map is north, south, east, west, the usual layout. And
Is she a warlock and she did a big pact with some giant sea leviathan and we're all going to get eaten?
Layla is docked here.
God, she'd be so cool if she did that.
Okay, that's Layla.
Glad I dyed
Um,
my hair before we came into the Anchorage, because this green light would not look good with my hair.
I mean,
If
it's
it was
making
red.
us look a little green, but
It's making us look like friggin' nymph.
Freaking nymphs, man.
And I
friggin'
will
nymphs. Wow, yeah,
put you
okay.
all on the map so that you can move yourselves around and explore. But yeah, you come in,
We're so little.
Rala.
Holy crap! I've never been this small.
Like I said, it's a big map.
And one time you were me.
Yeah.
Does Rala get is she got a little token on that?
Oh yes, she should.
I think so.
Is that Chibi Rala?
There she
definitely
And
is.
have we affixed the barrel of deception? The one we were talking about, so
Barrel
that
of
it looks like she's got a
yes.
workable
Yeah.
right arm.
Ah, that's it.
Yes, she would have sorted
like,
this
why did
out
we
while
give-
you were going through the passage, and it was nice and dark, so she couldn't be
Yeah,
seen
sorry,
doing
not
it.
not a magic item. We don't have a barrel of deception.
Right. I was like, when did we give Mazza
Yeah.
a barrel?
And it's not a barrel; it's a sack, so
That's
that she
right,
can
yeah.
just clamp her fake hand around it, fix it in position so it's now just hanging over her back. And there's not much in it. It's basically just some cloth. Some
Nobody
rags.
stab her in the wrist.
Is anyone else
it
imagining Once
away.
Upon a Time in Mexico? Johnny Depp?
Not
No,
seeing it.
I've seen that one.
No?
I didn't see that one.
Okay.
I have seen it, I just can't
It's
recall.
fun. I mean, it's got Johnny Depp and it's got Antonio Banderas. and it's but yeah, he's got a fake arm in that one,
Ah,
which he has
you go.
sitting on the table while his other one is pointing a gun at people. And
I
So-
see.
As you jump off the boat onto the dock, you see a lizard man approaching you, or a lizard folk.
I'm listening.
Um,
You have my
And-
attention.
they have orange scales with a bit of sort of cream and brown patterning, a very sort of Central Australian theme, but also wearing a fancy purple long coat, though it's obviously been worn and seen a long life. And it's only once they start speaking that you think it's probably a female based on the voice, because there's no real visual difference between male and female lizard folk.
Good man. Good man.
love that for them.
And she walks up to...
Well, although the ladies would be much bigger.
That's true. So she is one of the larger lizard folk.
Okay, size large lizard.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Larger
My favorite.
than Sergei.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's very large.
She walks up to the five, and you can see that she's carrying a looks like a logbook, and she says, "All right, welcome to the Anchorage. Don't think I've seen you lot here before. What's your name? Just the captain. Don't care about the rest of you."
Oh. Aussie will step forward and announce that I am Finidar the Finn.
Finidar.
Just call me the Finn.
Finn, I'd already started writing, but I don't need to finish it, so that's okay.
Fin bracket the.
So this is your first time here, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is.
I have to ask, how'd you find this place?
Oh, bait? How did we find this place? You know.
Yes. Well, it's a terribly sad story, filled with woe and dashing adventure. You see, we came across, a former patron of the Anchorage who sadly lay dying, assaulted and devastated by that bastard Captain Swift. And with his dying breath, he pointed us in this direction with orders to assemble a crew and go and seek vengeance.
She says, so we lost another one. Who was it?
I'm afraid there wasn't time for names.
Yeah, and you did not ask him his name.
Correct.
No. Hey, man, we only had so many questions.
As soon as he died, I was like, shit. That's going to be an important one.
He had quite the wounds.
I mean, I can describe him at least and see if she recognizes him.
He was trying to get his message out, and we didn't want to stop him.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we
Limited
thought the quest for
air.
vengeance superseded formalities.
I'm just checking, and actually Rala would know his name.
She did, and she told us.
Yeah, but she did not tell you, but she will now say, Captain, is something... I'm sure I heard someone say... Captain Noor, is that right?
Oh, Captain Noor.
And the lizard folk will say, it's a shame he's a good un. So he gave you his compass?
Did he give us his compass? I can't remember.
Did he give us the compass?
I mean,
We
I
have a
mean,
compass,
yes.
right?
For this conversation, the answer is yes.
we have a
Right,
a
okay.
compass, but did we also bring his?
Rala took the compass from Noor.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes.
well,
that is
Okay,
his compass. It's a question
is.
of are
I
you...
mean,
Cool.
I don't.
I'm sorry,
Dargus
it's been a few
doesn't necessarily know
weeks.
that, but the answer is going to be yes.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
So I need a deception check, please.
Sure thing.
I mean, but we literally have his compass, so it's not deception.
31.
We don't know we have his compass.
No,
we
I
weren't
don't know.
paying
So
attention.
Metaricus is currently lying through his teeth.
Roller knows.
We don't even ask questions when we're on a mission with someone who can give them to us.
Ask questions.
Yeah, I don't think it's actually possible for them to beat a 31 on an insight check. So you are believed. You think?
Probably.
And she says, "All right. So what's your boat's name?"
Oh, this is Layla.
And she says, "All right, Layla. Just for curiosity's sake, who's Layla?"
We don't know.
Oh, isn't that the story? Woke up in a tavern one morning, tattoo on the arse. Who knows?
You have to show me
One of
one
those.
day. So,
He can show you now.
Mozart has one thumb in his waistband and is really thinking about this.
final question.
Showing your ass at the first meeting is possibly.
Final
That feels like a
question.
pirate
Rapport.
thing.
Yeah.
Final question. What brings you here? As in, what's you planning to do here?
It's like they said, putting a crew.
Yes, assembling a crew under our good Captain Finn here.
She says, "All right. That all checks out. So, Captain, I'm guessing you ain't met the Queen yet, have you?"
Oh, not personally, no.
Right, well, she's going to want an interview with you at some point. Don't know when,
Jesus.
but when she calls for you, turn up as soon as you can. You do not want to keep her waiting.
As I've heard. Am I able to bring my first mate along with that?
She says, you can ask her for permission. Can't guarantee she'll give it.
Okay. Thank you. And what was your name? Sorry?
Yes.
Sorry, David.
No, I did actually write this down. I just went to another page. Yes. She says, his style. I'm the dockmaster here. Come to me if you... I'm normally stationed up on the tower back there. Keep a watch on things. Come to me if you've got any trouble with other ships or if you need help resupplying or anything like that.
Wonderful, thank you.
Wonderful meeting you.
Dockmaster, if we wanted to assemble a crew, where is the best place to do that here?
Says, it depends. There's always people looking for a list around here. You could try the mess. If you're not fussy, you could go to the bond trader and get some of the riffraff held up in the cage there. But main thing is, you can always check out the Hulk. There's probably going to be some folk there looking for work. Just don't go poaching any of the Queen's crew while her ship's here. She wouldn't be happy about that.
Of course, we wouldn't dream of it. Is there a way to identify the Queen's crew from others in the Anchorage?
They're the ones where if they take the job, she'll kill you.
Wonderful, thank you. That's very helpful.
So hopefully they're smart enough to not accept. Just if somebody says no, don't press them, you understand?
Of course.
Absolutely, yes.
Fair.
Literally, don't press them, as in don't knock them out and drag them.
Yes. Drag them onto the boat, and then they wake up halfway out to sea with a new quartermaster. Yes.
All right. Well, Anchorage is yours. Places are signposted. If you're looking for the mess, it's... David zooms out and double checks the map. It's just straight down that way, and he points directly to the east of where you are. And
so is that like this building here?
yes.
Did you ping that, David?
I will
There's a little sign.
turn the sign on.
Oh, fancy.
Now that you know where it is.
Wow.
Look at that.
We get to uncover everything.
Yeah, I've got a few more
that.
I can... so
And I
you're standing...
This is the Hulk.
This here is obviously the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
The Hulk you would have seen coming in. It's bottom
Yep.
right.
Yes,
Down
of course.
here. Bottom left is the Queen's frigate.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, you've now seen the
That's
Dockmaster
Yeah.
and the Watchtower. And you will uncover more signs as you walk past or inquire about them.
Wow, we get to explore.
So, the Anchorage is yours. Well, not literally, but
Yeah,
it's
no,
yours,
figuratively.
yours to enjoy and
A
explore.
playground.
What do you do?
Has
Quick question.
walked off?
Mozod says, lovely meeting you, and all that.
And she says, likewise, take care of yourself.
Thank you.
I assume she's walked off.
Is his style open to extracurricular payment?
I don't know, is she?
I don't know. Like, as I look at her, do I get the vibe of bribable? Not bribable, but like, winnable
Wow,
with money.
starting off strong.
Look, give me an insight check.
I was gonna say, how about we forget
17.
the name and
17. You don't get a... She's not doing a, come on, pay up thing.
Yeah.
You're also aware of the fact that this is a pirate town.
yeah, probably not try to. We have been told that there's honor amongst these thieves.
Well, we've been told not to start anything in the Anchorage, right? Everyone's family. No piracy, no theft in port. So,
So
All right,
maybe
fine.
They did not
maybe
live
let it lie for now.
blackmail.
Maybe
I'll let it
don't
lie
be
for now. It wasn't
Yeah,
going to
let's-
be. I assume his style has sort of wandered off at this point, and
A
we're
bribery
actually
or
having this
whatever.
conversation. It wasn't going to be dodgy. It was just to keep an eye on the ship.
Right. I mean, I can leave glow here. if you
It's
want
probably part
eyes.
of the Dockmaster's job anyway.
Yeah, I know, but a couple of extra gold to keep half an eye on things.
Anyway, look, I don't want to talk to the Queen by myself, please. What are we going to do?
Well, then you shouldn't
I mean,
have
is
been
it too late
captain.
to pick captains?
I didn't.
Maybe you
I
two
was
could
forced
pretend to
upon me.
have a fight with each other, and then Bait could take the captain's symbol. Do we have one? We don't. You could just pretend
robe.
that you've switched.
Rala,
I'm going to fight you for your robe, Captain.
Rala says, I gather you're not really supposed to start fights, or if you do, you're supposed to take them.
Yeah.
He said something about the keel.
Yes, we should go find the keel and fight in the keel.
Hang on.
Captain.
Can we sort everything out first, please? Look, we have the earpiece, so that's good.
The what?
Uh-huh. Our
We have-
earpieces.
Oh,
have
yeah.
our-
Our eye stones.
Yes, but that's not specific to. We didn't get those for this.
No, I mean, like, you can feed me lines if you can hear what I'm saying, right? Suppose you wouldn't be able to
It's
hear
not
what
really
he-
how
she's
lying
saying.
to a pirate queen works, but we can give it a go.
I mean, if
How
it's
many
only going to
times
be
have you
one of
lied
us
to a
going in,
pirate queen?
if there's only going to be one of us going in there, really shouldn't it be Rolla?
I mean, that's probably fair. Mozo probably has the most
And-
experience with pirate queens.
Is Rala
mean,
not trying
she's-
not to be
and
seen
Ra-
by
He's
Rala,
requesting the-
pirate queen?
Rala says, first of all,
Yeah.
please, for the God's sake, do not call me that while we're
rip.
here.
Yeah, no, he should have
Yes.
used the thing. I just got to
And-
go.
Oh,
Did we
what-
copy paste that
Captain
again?
Sparrow, we did.
Yeah, it's in
Well,
the
not
chat.
Captain Sparrow.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sparrow.
Just
Sorry,
just call me Sparrow, please.
Mhm.
Right, yeah, sorry.
lick boots,
And
boot kicking.
she says, and furthermore, I really think I need to keep a low profile. I don't know whether she'll recognize me or not.
Exactly. Plus, you said the
All right,
captain.
well, stay with the ship and move some sacks around.
You can have Glow with you if it make you feel better. She looks like a seagull.
Seagull.
Stephen?
She says, I can stay with the boat if you think that's best.
That's up
No,
to you.
it's what you want to do.
She says, it wouldn't be unusual to leave someone on the boat.
I mean, if you want to hide
Yeah,
out,
no.
that's probably the best place.
She
Are we
adds,
going to leave her an ice stone?
also, I don't have one of those things that you have.
Oh, you can use mine, I guess. I don't use it that often. Dagmar will give her her eye stone.
She
Got games on it.
It does. It's mostly got metal on it. So if you hear dwarvish screaming, it's fine.
she goes to take it, but then says, look, could you maybe wash it first?
Oh,
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Prestidigitation.
Okay, she says, thank you. It's a hygiene thing.
she's got a neat freak.
No. Absolutely. We've been traveling together too long. All of our hygiene sort of.
we don't have a lot of boundaries anymore.
We share an immune system now.
Once you go into the soul and an immune system, that's how it works. Wow, do we know about the immune system? That's incredible.
Probably not, hey. Morzod might. He was a cleric
I feel like,
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think we've established that dwarves know about nervous systems.
yeah,
so...
I think medicine is in many ways more advanced in a magical society because they're actually able to use magic to peer inside the body and get a sense.
It's true. It's
You know,
true.
you can keep someone alive while dissecting them. It actually makes it a lot easier to work out how everything works together. Not much fun for
in a
them.
microscope when you can just enlarge person and then, go for a wander
Climb inside.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
I'm just looking at my spells real quick.
I'm not sure I'm okay with this, but all right.
Well,
I
enlarge
have-
them, reduce you, and then you've,
The episode
And
where
her
the magic
spell
school
doesn't
bus
go
went inside the person was my least favorite.
Oh, when they went inside like Arnold's cut on his knee and stuff or whatever. I remember that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I don't like it.
I've got tongues just to let everyone know now, so that should be helpful.
Is that
It's like a
related
handful?
to... Anyway.
What?
Just like a
No,
handful.
Me? Oh, me personally has tongues? Yes, I have tongues.
at least one.
At least.
Yes, the
I
one you were
also
born
have
with, right?
Yeah, well, that you know of.
Yeah.
I've
yeah,
got
that's fine.
sending tongues. Okay.
All right, so we have ways of staying in touch and communicating with others.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So when she what do you think she'll want to know?
I mean, I won't know till you talk to her.
Yeah. I mean, I could just also not lie, but just, not tell the whole truth.
Exactly, you'll be fine.
I mean, listen to me. I sound like I'm from the main continent.
Yeah.
You are from the main continent.
And Rala
Exactly.
adds, furthermore, I mean, you kind of sound like you're trying to lie even when you are speaking the truth.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, don't take it personally. It's no offense. It's just, there's this thing where you seem to always be a little bit unsure about what you're saying, even when you're entirely confident about it.
Wow.
He takes most things personally.
Yeah, no, I'm quite
It's just the
offended
way
by
that
that.
every time he says something, it goes upwards at the end.
And she says, I'm going to stay on the boat.
Okay. Do you want glow?
Cool.
Good call.
She says, she looks at Glow.
Who is a black-headed
does-
seagull?
Yeah, what look does Glow give back?
Yeah.
Just tilts the head.
And Glow looks at you, Orsi, and then looks back at Rala, and Rala says, oh, I know. Reaches into a pocket and pulls out a snack.
Oh.
And
Best
Glow
friend.
immediately looks at you and says, yeah, who are you again? And then goes over to Rala.
Yeah. Wow. Not helping my abandonment issues. Thank you, Glow. But let's go.
What's the general gull population like?
I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah,
parrots
Anchorage?
probably.
Are
in
there
Anchorage.
Give
different
me-
gulls? Or...
Give me a perception check, please.
Roll
Can we all do
for
one?
goal.
Walk past a pirate with a rainbow lorikeet. Stay
Well, there's my
away
nat 20
from
for the
that
day, so that's
motherfucker.
a 33 on detect gull.
Okay.
Wow.
The gull population, in fact, the bird population in this cavern is 1.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Is it Glow?
It is Glow.
Okay.
Why? But why do the pirates don't have parrots?
Because pirates
probably
don't have
'cause they poop
parrots.
everywhere. Yeah,
they
probably poop
could.
everywhere too.
They're in not Australia.
I mean, wizard pirates could, right? Because they'd be familiars that don't shit everywhere.
Okay,
Yeah, exactly. That'd be
there
It's
might
fail
intimidating
feed.
to have a sulfur-crested cockatoo on your shoulder. Like, come on, man.
actually one
No, but you're
thing
not
you
any of
do
that
spot while looking for birds, Vitericus, is what you assume to be an aracocra in the distance, just as they land
Bird detected, but is
behind
that
somewhere.
racist?
They go below the level of the roofs, so you think they might have flown down and landed somewhere. But you only caught that brief glimpse because of your natural 20.
All right, I found someone who might be relevant later, but that's about it.
Oh, you
No other
spotted a
birds. So
important NPC. No.
Glow is probably not the most inconspicuous of creatures here. So probably
I
stay with the
mean-
ship.
It's not that weird to have a familiar.
It is if you're not a
Actually,
wizard.
Anyway.
yeah, I was going to say that's a good question. I wonder how many wizard pirates there are.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
don't
see a couple.
apparently not many.
Rala says, it's not uncommon for a large crew to have at least one or two wizards, and familiars are not unheard of. But the question is, to you, Finn, is Finn a wizard?
Yes.
You're not getting away with not being a wizard, Captain.
Yeah, I quite literally don't know how to do anything else.
She says, good,
Yeah.
because otherwise I'd have told you to do something about that spell book.
Look at my spell book. I feel so exposed right now. Can we go, please?
I didn't realize Sparrow was so judgy.
Oh no, everyone can
Seriously.
see my spell book. Oh, woo.
She
No one
says,
told me it was just hanging out.
well, come down in speed. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. So where shall we head first?
David, I assume these are just like longboats moored about the place.
Yep,
The three
various.
sort of around us.
Um,
Various like
okay, you've got launchers, jolly boats, and the long, thin one is called a pinnace.
there we go.
No way.
Pinnace.
N-A-C-E. Yeah.
But
Sure.
it is pronounced pinnace.
Pins?
Yes.
Jolly good.
That's gonna come in handy.
I definitely posted that in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
A little video, just a couple of seconds.
All right, so
So-
what are we doing? Are we just wandering around town until you get summoned to see the
Do you
queen?
trip over the
Is there a
queen?
pirate bar?
Hmm.
Yeah, do we see anything like other than the places that we have established? Does anywhere like strike us as like a meeting place or
Well, the mess.
It's like a whole upturned ship.
I mean, the mess does sound like a place where people, pirates, would hang. It's where you go to eat and drink, basically. I will reveal that there's a sign outside of this place saying carpenter.
Lovely.
But you'll need to move further into town to see anything else.
We don't have any significant damage to the Layla, do we?
No, it was all patched up before you came.
That's what I thought.
Looking nice. We even painted the name on there.
Yeah, but just making sure that we didn't have like a cannon hole that was like above water level that we needed to patch or anything like that.
No.
Might have helped sell the ruse a little if we. Anyway, it's fine.
That's right. We found him after
it's
the battle.
actually like 90% not a ruse. He was
It's true.
a pirate.
We're doing all right.
We have his compass. We have his boat.
Told us how to get here,
Rala
so it's all
Swift
fine.
did kill him.
No.
Rala Swift did kill him.
exactly. So we're fine.
So like, we're actually
Alright,
not telling any lies here so far.
Well, all right, fine. Let's not lie our way into the middle of town. And Vitericus is just going to. Sorry, Bait is going to start walking.
Okay.
Oh man, we should just start
I'm
using our
interested
code
in
names now.
this
Charlie
building
follows.
Yeah, as you walk
Charlie.
up there, you see a sign out the front saying trader.
There's a shop.
Oh, a shop. I want to go to the shop.
I like shops.
Well, because
Captain, shouldn't we check in at the mess first? Maybe feed the crew before they get antsy?
No,
We're
I
the
want to go to
crew.
the shop.
Are we the crew?
We're the crew.
We're the
All
crew.
right.
You're the crew.
All right,
Ah.
fine.
The crew
Go to
likes
the store.
shops.
All right. Helga, Charlie, come on, we're
Well,
going shopping.
let's take a vote then. Who wants to go to the mess hall?
We've already moved on.
Okay,
Captain, the decision's been made.
I see.
Okay.
There's an inside.
Yeah, so as you go
We
in,
can go in?
the roof
And go in.
disappears.
Look at that. That's so cool.
What?
This was fun to set up. Took a bit of work.
That is excellent. Yes.
But as you step
Man,
in,
it's so cool.
while you're under the roof, it becomes invisible.
Man, oh
That's
man.
wicked.
And as you walk in, it's a relatively fancy set of actual doors here. A lot of these places, they have things that are like doors, but it's basically just a wooden plank on a hinge or just a curtain or something like that. This place is a bit fancier than the others around you.
Legitimate
and-
doors. Damn.
It has a great many things. let me just.
Oh, Captain, I love things.
Yeah, it
That's
is a
true.
very eclectic
Get some things.
bunch of. A lot of these things are just the generic, tools, bowls, just things that are useful. But it's also
Stuff that
obviously
you'd
an
pick up
eclectic.
if this was Elder Scrolls.
There is a slightly eclectic supply of. There are a few things here that are probably looted off a ship at some point, and somebody is trying to find a new owner for.
Fell off
And
the back of a truck.
behind the bench there is a turtle, a large turtle. Where did I put his description?
I would like to hear about the turtle.
Please tell us more about this turtle.
Turtles
I would
and
like to pet the
lizards, we
turtle.
are being
Yeah,
He's
we
got
are
sort
for-
of
absolutely eating well tonight. Except not like actually like the fandom kind of eating where the food is.
if you remember Kui, a round friendly turtle, this is a very spiky turtle. This
Yeah.
is sort of the opposite of what
How
a friendly turtle
spiky.
looks like.
Nice.
Yeah, like
And-
Yuzok the Unbound level of
He's got
full
polygon.
like alligator snapping tortoise spiky.
Full on Texas alligator
close to it,
snapping
yeah.
turtle.
With brown scales and a greenish shell. He says, welcome, come on in. What you looking for?
What are you buying? What are you?
What a
got?
good question. We're
Yeah,
fresh to
what-
the Anchorage and we're just taking in the sights. What you got?
He says, well, depends. If you're just looking for junk, then here's your junk. If you're looking for something fancy, then I need you to be more specific.
Yeah. Do you have anything? Is there any sort of loot that's come off ships or something cool? Maybe something magic, something under the table.
And he says, loot. Pretty much half of what you see here is loot in one form or another. Magical stuff. Give me a persuasion check, please, Halsey.
Man, it's on
Okay.
the special menu. Ask for a Happy Meal with extra happy.
Oh, 20!
Animal.
Let's go.
Nice.
Right,
Yo,
okay.
age check.
He's a pretty little elf boy.
He says, magical, well, the magical enchanted items tend to go pretty quickly. The Queen claims a lot of them for herself, which is fair.
Of course.
But we do have some scrolls out back.
Oh, I'd love to see.
So, I haven't actually rolled to see which scrolls there are. So, first of all, April, if there are any scrolls you specifically want to pick up, you can name them and I'll do a roll to see whether they happen to be in this trove. Otherwise,
Sure.
I'll just generate a random scroll table.
Arcane Eye?
Arcane Eye, what level is that?
It's only 4th.
4th? Well, that's good chance of that. Let me do a roll to find out.
I'm excited for this randomly generated table. Will it be like hardwood
Yeah.
or MDF? Or...
No, there is not a... Sorry, that's a bad roll. There is no Arcane Eye scroll.
That's okay. That's really the only one I'm sort of after. You can just roll randomly and see what's there.
Yeah, okay.
Could be an
Do
IKEA
you
table.
have
who
any
knows?
cool rocks?
If it's a table, then it's got a name.
Cool
If
rocks.
it's an IKEA table, it's got a name.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He says,
slogan.
rocks?
Sn-
Cool
Snuggle
rocks?
Goblin.
Rocks?
Yeah, just like rocks that are sort of interesting. Have you come across any of those?
He says, what the fuck does an interesting rock look like?
I don't know. That's you don't know until
Well,
you
you'd
see
know
one.
because you'd look at it and you go, "Oh, that's interesting."
Yeah, and
Cheap
also
gemstones, that sort of stuff. Like, stuff that wouldn't necessarily move, but that is sort of visually
Gems.
appealing.
Yeah, we've got
Taste-
gems.
Taste jewelry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Helga, how does that sit
Sorry.
with you for cool rocks?
She's fresh to the surface. Please give her a break.
Just seen so many expensive gems in my life. I'm sort of over it, I want weird ones.
He says, this is some dwarf thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Afraid so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not our place to judge.
It's just weird being on the sea.
She's,
It's not a lot of rocks here.
no, and the ones we find are too big to actually bring onto the ship. So
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, she's going through some sort of rock withdrawal.
It's a separation.
honestly, the entrance to the Anchorage is the happiest I've seen her for weeks.
Oh, it was
Oh, having a
amazing.
ceiling? Crazy.
Right? Not having to hold on with her feet quite so tight.
By the way, yeah,
Just switch your
Dagmar
toes.
is going to feel relatively at home in this place. It is very cavey. It is like being under a mountain.
It's been quite a while since we've been in a nice environment that was under a mountain. Basically, the rock giants and dragons.
We've had unpleasant other mountains, but this one,
Forge
this
was
one's
all right.
not bad. Yeah,
The forge was quite nice,
Forge was
aside
pretty
from all of the dwarf skeletons.
Yeah, the corpses.
Yeah.
Mm.
You said this
Yeah,
place is
but-
relatively cavey. It's a cave, isn't it? Right? Like, it is a cave. A grotto? Is it a grotto?
Oh, I
Like
don't
a
know what the
grotto.
technical term would be.
To
A big
have
hole in
like
a
cute
mountain.
I think
mushrooms
the
and
main
berries and
difference
shit if it
is
was
that-
a grotto.
Like, a grotto is kind of pleasant, and a cave is deeply unnerving.
Right.
Unless
that
you
might
like
be
caves.
a biased non-dwarf.
I have been
opinion. I am
binge watching,
claustrophobic.
like, 100%. I've been binge watching, like, cave diving nightmare stories. So we're not doing caves or water right now.
I accidentally got onto caving TikTok
Oh.
because I horror watched one video about like a man who got stuck
so it
upside
fed
down
you-
while
fed you 30
spelunking.
more of them.
That was Nutty Buddy Cave.
Yes.
Nutty
Yeah.
Nutty Putty.
And now TikTok's
That's it.
like, here's 7 other traumatizing stories.
Yeah, it's
And
like,
you're
oh, I see you like it when people die horribly in caves. That is,
Yeah, here's
they
this
made
guy
the
who
odd decision to go into. Here's more.
wonderful.
And that plus water is cave diving.
So, just so that I know for future reference, how does this trading post work? Do we bring you loot and you buy it off us? Do we
Is it
It says biobarter.
buy or barter? Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah.
okay.
And what was your name again? Sorry.
Yebby.
Yebby.
Yabby.
Yebby with an E.
Oh.
Vatericus, with your passive perception,
Yep.
you will note that there is a door behind, leading into the back room. Just scratched into it, there is a stylized sign that you know to mean collector's welcome.
Ah, wonderful. Well, it's always good to know that that we've got a place where we can bring loot. I will say, sort of shifting my hand around in a collectory fashion.
Okay. And it says,
I have to talk to you about that.
He's got a nervous tick.
You've been saying that for a long time now.
and I'm having trouble generating a
Oh,
scroll.
that's all right.
So I will
You
say,
can just like.
I will say
yeah.
there is a scroll of arcane eye
Oh, sick. Okay.
to make up for it.
Found it out back.
Yeah, found it on the table.
Yeah.
How much would you want for that one?
Now then, 5E price check.
Price check
There
on
is-
aisle 5, scroll of arcane eye.
And
Gotta sound like the Woolies one,
where
where
all
it's
your
just like-
dreams come true.
Scroll of arcane
Woolies one.
eye, thank you. 640 gold pieces.
Okay, I can afford that.
Cool.
Let me just see if I have anything that they might want.
Are you actually going to sell something?
No. Well, this is a hoarder. I'll take it.
Cool. He hands you the scroll of arcane eye.
For gold pieces. Oh, could you throw in like a bowl or something?
And says,
Or like a mug?
for 640 gold? Yeah, sure. Take one. They're basically all wooden.
I'm sorry. Did my earphones stop working?
Can you hear me?
Oh no, I
We
can't
cannot
hear
hear
any of
him.
you.
Ah, her headphones stopped
Your
working.
ears have died then. So is it all wooden, or is it like a collection of like looted coffee cups?
Have they?
Like
Yeah,
just
I was going
all
to say
different
looted
mismatched
coffee
ceramics
cups. Is any of them the skull of
shelf
my
somewhere.
enemy?
Basically,
It's like a world's best captain.
Yeah. Number one.
I love my
captain.
dog. All those
Mhm.
sorts of things.
What happened?
They
A
are
guy in a hazmat suit.
they're basically
Boba
just your generic cups, bowls, whatever, and they are
Tankard-
mostly made of
tankety
wood
things.
because ceramic bowls have a tendency to break on ships.
I guess.
Matt's just been given an idea to whittle mugs,
Mm.
Ah.
but shaped like Aunt Helga's head.
I mean, absolutely. Have you seen some of the like Viking tankard shit
Mhm,
that they
mhm.
got up to?
I'm
Is there
thinking,
any like spare wood around? Is this guy selling wood?
We might have to,
Gabby, you got
I
wood?
don't
Towards the
imagine there would be
episode.
any spare wood because like this whole place is made of that shit.
You have to go down to the
That's fair.
carpenter, right?
Can we pause the episode for 1 second? My entire
did-
setup has exploded.
okay,
Oh, we
I
have
do
to
have
I'm
a
going
Sonic,
to-
I guess.
I'm going to call a break time so April can fix
Okay.
the setup.
Yeah, boy. Cookies and chill.
We will be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. And we are back. Technical problems have been fixed, and I have clarified that Orsi now has a wooden mug thrown in for free.
But what is the slogan on it?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
All right, somebody
world's
probably
best?
has carved something into it. What should it say?
Is it a pinnace?
Is it world's best pirate captain?
It's you should see my other penis.
There you
Yeah.
go. There it is.
Yes.
So
I'm just going to write down that I have an arcane eye scroll. Did anybody need anything else while we're here? Plates, cups.
Dagmar
No,
just wants a chunk of
Yebby, is there anything you're particularly looking for at the moment?
He says, big demand for magical items, always.
Always, yeah.
Aside from that, religious artifacts, always on the lookout for.
Okay. Interesting. Good to know. Thanks. And
can order that.
finally, if I may presume upon your time just a little longer, who's worth hiring around here?
He says, for crew?
Yeah, we need a crew.
It says, I'd check around the mess first. And just put the word out. Won't be long before people come to you.
All right. Thank you kindly.
Well, I don't have any other business. Thank you so much, Abby.
Anytime.
And we exit the store.
Okay.
It's true. I don't want to go out the back and explore the sort of northwestern quadrant, but I guess we're headed
Sure.
messward.
Or you,
No,
could,
we can go explore.
or you could split the party.
We could split the party. I'm happy to split the party.
Oh, that's a great idea. We should always split the party.
Do it.
I thought you didn't like it when we split the party.
No, Dungeon Masters love it when you
Love
split
it.
the party.
True.
Well, it depends. Sometimes it's harder for them to track everything that's going on simultaneously, but it also makes it much easier to kill you.
Yes,
Mhm.
a split party in like 2 or 3 separate combats is sometimes a bit difficult to manage. Not gonna lie.
That sucks. But eating them individually is great.
Yes.
No, we can go explore. I don't want to accidentally, set off a cutscene or whatever in the mess hall, so we can,
Right.
we can go explore. Yeah.
We're getting
No, I want
getting
to
into the
explore.
video game mindset of that's where we've been pointed, so we go everywhere else first.
Yeah, everywhere else.
Literally.
If we get skew, we can clip in through the wall and probably dodge the trigger.
It's true.
Okay, well that's good to know.
Mm.
Which you
Yeah, is there?
can do because I haven't put physical walls on this map, so you can just go anywhere.
I noticed that when I dragged myself across to the trader, Moza just phased through everything. I'm
It's
like, "All right."
because I can tell in Foundry, I can tell walls to be invisible, so you can see through them. But it gets complicated when there are, it was getting complicated in the trader in particular because you've got walls within walls, and that seems to confuse it. And I was testing with a token, and it was blocking some of the vision, which it shouldn't have been. So I decided, no walls.
Perfect.
It's good though. It's
can
easy
we
to get around. So.
step out the back? Is that all right?
Walls are merely a suggestion. We speedrunners know this.
Yebby?
I assume Yebby's going to allow us to step out the back.
Like
Like
it
use
says,
the back doors, or
oh yeah, just go around.
perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay,
I love moving.
All right, back.
you can
is
see
where-
some
I went
more
out this
signs
door.
here.
Hey,
A
there's a
wizard?
Wizard.
That's got to be the guy
Um,
controlling the water.
Under the wizard's sign, there is another sign saying no admittance, which is a very
Classic.
polite way of saying piss off.
I want to speak to the wizard so badly.
Can I just sort of listen at the door for a second, see if there's anything going on at the wizard?
At the
Oh.
wizard?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Can we
So I'm not going to walk in or anything. I'm just
No.
sort of strolling past and listening as I go past.
That is a perception check, please.
That is a 26.
Phew, not bad. Okay, you hear sound of a page in a book turning, and some muttering, which, from experience, you recognize as the sound of a wizard researching something.
Yeah, it's just Orsi, right? So that's fine.
I talk to them so badly.
I wouldn't right now, Cap'n. You know how you get when you're researching something important and one of us tries to bring you something like the ship's been shot?
Yeah, it's annoying as fuck.
This is what will happen if you try and talk to the wizard here, I'm afraid, Cap'n.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Right, okay. I'm learning empathy.
Yeah, that's what this is, sure.
Right, so Roper? I assume that's the guy who handles a lot of ropes.
Raising my voice
I mean,
just
are you
enough that
into
I think
that?
the other wizard might catch it. I'll just be like, you'll have to have a conversation, one wizard to another time, Cap'n.
Give me a
You just hear a
performance
full body
check.
sigh.
Yay, performance check.
There's another natural 20 for a 35.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
Mr. Nat 20s tonight.
It's the blood dice. They're back on my side.
Blood
Who did
Did
you
you
sacrifice?
feed them?
You can
I'm playing a lot of Warhammer, so I guess that's sort of...
you
Cares
can.
not from where the blood flows.
The muttering stops. There is a not so much a stomp as a clack, and
Oh man, 2 peg legs?
the door
It's the Aarakocra.
opens, and it is the Aarakocra.
Cocker wizard.
He says, "All right, what the fuck do you want? I'm trying to read here."
What bird is he? What bird is he?
He looks
We have
like
to
a
know.
harpy eagle.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Ooh.
Big talons.
Powerful boy.
And that was what you heard on the deck, the clack, clack, clack.
Big eagle.
Hot.
Alright.
My apologies. The sign said no admittance, and our captain is a wizard and was, potentially interested in swapping notes, that sort of thing. But I said we'll have to wait
Oh.
another time, Captain. And now here we are.
And here we are.
Pokes his head out, looks around, and says, "What, the elf?"
Yep, the elf, Captain Finn.
"What do you want?"
The Finn.
I was just curious. I had a few questions about this place. Was it you who's controlling the water when our ship was brought in?
"No, don't do that.
Oh, who
That's-
does? Is
that's
that
the-
magic?
It's..." Give me a persuasion check to convince him to spend time with you.
Show him how big your spellbook is.
It's
true,
very
is it-
big and thick.
Does he get advantage for being a wizard?
Is it wizard to wizard communication?
No.
Damn it.
If he does, then it just negates the disadvantage for being annoying.
I got an 8.
No.
Orsi immediately starts to fire off just like a list of questions. Why is it glowing? Do you have a familiar? That bird. Is that weird?
He
I guess
says
that's like a person having a monkey. as a
Is that
familiar.
racist?
he just steps back in and closes the door.
I see.
Has he
Well,
got a
it's
natural
different.
door as well?
You hear
The
you
wizard
hear the
has a
sound
door.
of a lock, which is odd because there's no lock on it. He's just managed to find a way to lock the door anyway.
I mean, maybe
He has,
he's
he
a
just
good.
has a lock
Invented
spell.
a spell.
He's a bird.
No,
Maybe
there
he's got
is.
a really
There is
good.
a.
Maybe he's just a really good mimic, and he's making a lock sound.
I mean, there is a lock spell, so it makes sense. I see what that's like being on the other side of that now.
Yeah, Captain, yeah.
I will
You're
announce
much
that
kinder, though, I'm sure.
I shall not be changing my behavior.
Of course.
Let us carry on.
All right.
Right then.
So I'm kind of keen to walk a circuit of sort of this area.
Yeah, it looks markety.
Yeah, or like residential, right? Like it's one of those two.
Oh, right. It might also be just little houses.
So I don't have a sign for this, but Vitericus, as you walk through that way, you do get the impression that this is residential.
I have a question, Dungeon Master.
Yes.
From the dock where we're standing to the top of the water, like how far away is the water? Is it like very? Is
the
it it's a
surface.
raft? It's like floating on it.
Yeah, it's only a foot or so below you.
Okay. Can Aussie just like sort of reach over the edge and put his hand in the water?
Sure.
How cold is it? Is it very cold?
It's very cold. I mean,
Very
the
cold.
water in the oceans around here, it's cold anyway.
It's chilly, yeah.
This is a bit colder.
Interesting.
Give me an intelligence check, please.
I'm good at that one. 17.
17.
Respectable.
It could be because you're in a cave. Temperatures tend to change very little when you're in a cave, and that could be the cause. But also, this is still the ocean. You'd think it would stabilize with the rest of the ocean. That's what normally happens. So it's a bit. You're not entirely sure whether it's natural or not. That it's a bit colder.
I mean, I have theories.
I bet there's something fucky down there.
I bet. I'm sure it's necrotic, whatever it is. What else makes cold things like that? It's always necrotic magic. Aussie will stand back up. He's very suspicious of the water. All right, are we going somewhere? Sorry, I got completely sidetracked.
How populated is this area, DM? Is there
There
are
aren't
folks about, or
there aren't in this area. There are a few people sitting around. A few drinking. One is actually there are a few just playing a game of hacky sack. Popular way for them to pass time, and you will also pass one person in wearing little more than rags with a metal collar around their neck, and they appear to be essentially swabbing the decks. Would appear to be slave labor.
They're into that.
yeah, or they're
Is
into
swabbing?
it, indeed.
What is swabbing technically? Is it just mopping?
I'll double check that.
So,
Is it waxing?
are they human?
Like,
It means to wash the floorboards with a mob or a deck. With a mob? I think it means a mop or a deck brush.
ah,
Are they human? Or what are they?
The slave is human, yes.
Okay.
And the other people you're seeing, the mix of species is fairly typical of what you'll find in a cosmopolitan society. But there might be, there is a slightly higher percentage of the unpopular folks of goblins, kobolds, orcs, and so forth. Simply because when someone is assumed to be a criminal, over time some will just say, well, I might as well be a criminal then. So there is a slightly higher percentage of those people represented among the pirates.
We've got Dags is happy because there's a ceiling. Morsword's happy because there's goblinoids everywhere.
And lizard folk.
yeah, this place is great.
There's a wizard who won't talk to Orsi, so you know
And Orsi got a free mug.
it's true.
And you're lying your tits off. It's
I am. It's true. It's great.
I went to the Pirate Queen's hideout, and all I got was this mug.
I'm gonna get that carved on it. Absolutely.
I might try and strike up a conversation with the deck swabber.
Okay.
All right, be careful.
I assume they're sort of out on on one of these sort of walk around bits. Near the water. Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So I'll sit down with my feet sort of hanging over the edge not quite into the water, but dangling over the side. And without really looking, just go, so what did they get you for?
He says, you're talking to me?
Yeah. What do they get you for? What are you in irons over?
Oh, they just took my ship.
Ah, I see. What were you on?
Oh, it was a merchant ship.
That's rough. How long you been here?
Oh, I don't know. Feels like months, maybe a year.
I see. Where were you where were you headed?
Why are you asking me this? I'm just trying to get my job done.
Well, okay, but what happens when you get your job done? Is it
Oh.
back to the Hulk, or?
No. I'll go back to the cage.
Where's the cage?
They call it the pen. He points, and it's just past the watchtower. I might as well mark it on the map.
Oh, yeah, that's this one here, yeah?
Yeah. And he says, it's next to the bond trader. If you're looking to buy one of us, that's where you go.
Oh,
Yeah, okay. I assume you do this job all over the place, or other jobs all over the place as needed until someone else buys you?
Yeah. They let me out because I was good behaviour, you might say. So I'm able to walk around, stretch my legs.
I see, which means that you've probably got your ear to the ground around here, eh?
Give me a persuasion check, please.
I'm still just sort of skipping rocks over the water without really...
Yeah.
Those are Dagmar's rocks.
Persuasion. Ooh, that is a natural 1 for a 16 total.
Ooh.
Wow, the dice giveth and taketh away for you today.
Not enough bloodshed.
accidentally chucks a rock at his head.
In fact, you are distracted as you realise that the rocks you're throwing are going towards your own boat. And one of them actually hits the deck, hits the hull on the side and bounces off, and an annoyed-looking Rala glances at you.
I'd actually freak her out. Be like, oh my god, are they trying to get my attention?
And there is a moment of her looking at you going,
She's put her
What?
eye stone on mute.
oh, right, that. And then you hear her
You're not
voice and she
disturbed.
says, What do you want?
No. Apologies. Miss throw.
Okay. And
Well, it's not a bad way to get into... I assume she's gone back to mute at this point, but although that's not a bad way to get in touch if...
the slave says, oh, everybody hears things.
Because you did just say that to...
Yeah. Anything worth repeating?
He says, like what?
I don't know. You've obviously you've been here longer than I have. Anything?
Fun gossip.
Yeah. Any gossip? What you got for gossip?
What's the hot goss?
No. With a 1 on the persuasion check,
Yeah.
I think you need to keep that. And it says, it's not my place to talk about others, you know. I just want to get the work done.
All right, that's fair. I'll leave you to it. As I go to get up, I'm going to slip and fall into the water.
Give me a performance check, please. To make it look like you slip.
25.
Yeah, it's pretty convincing.
It's a pretty good slip.
It is cold.
I would imagine it's quite cold. I'm going to whack the cloak of the manta ray up pretty much straight away as I go in.
Okay.
And basically what I want to do is just have a little bit of a look around. Like, I'm not going to go for a huge swim all around the place because I still want to make it look like I've fallen over and will be getting myself back out. But, enough for a quick squiz.
Okay, the rest of you see, as he goes in, the slave immediately stops what he's doing, and tries to catch him and go in. And now that he's in the water, the slave now sort of kneels on the side, and has a hand out and is trying to help you out.
Bait!
Bells,
That's why we call him bait. Yeah.
Not again.
So anything that I see while I'm sort of under?
How deep are you going? How far are you going?
I'm not actively swimming necessarily. I'm just sort of...
You're just
I'm
underwater.
also not going to the surface. I'm just sort of sinking, becoming dead weight for all intents and purposes, and then I'll start kicking up shortly.
Okay.
Swim up, bait.
Give me a perception check, please.
That's why we call him bait. It's short for
19.
shark bait.
19.
We're short for kraken bait.
You look down.
It's
You
bait
can
for
see
everything. We've discovered this.
the glow a little more clearly now that you're not looking through the distortion of the surface of the water. But the water itself is quite murky. Beyond maybe 15, 20 feet, it all becomes practically, it's like looking through pea soup. And the whole area below has this faint glow as though something is just illuminating the fog, the murk, so to speak.
Yep. So yeah, I'm still not really getting a direct bead on, a particular thing sitting under there. All right, well, I'll kick up and I'll grab the preferred hand and haul myself up.
He says, God, you shouldn't do that.
Why not?
Just don't go too deep down there, okay?
Yeah, what's the glow? It feels like it's a bit ominous.
Oh, that's... They say it's a well of old magic, is what they call it.
A well of old magic.
Yeah, but only the queen's able to tap into it. Anyone else who tries to go down there never comes back.
I know I'm the only person who's read the scar, but holy shit.
Only the queen can tap into it.
Go on,
All right, well,
go on.
In that case, then, thank you for saving or for pulling me out. Much appreciated. What's your name? Sorry. This entire character that I've
Tim.
fixated on. Give me a quick name. Yeah,
Tim.
Tim.
There's
There
someone
you
who
go.
could call him Tim.
Tim
the
with an
merchant.
H.
Off we go.
T-I-H-M.
Yep. Perfect.
Them.
Tim the
Fantasy
merchant.
Tim.
Slave deck swapper. Well,
Do we
thank you,
think she's
Tim.
worth?
I will let you get back to your work.
He says, thanks. Yeah, you're all right.
Oh, I didn't take the thing off, so I'm pulling down the cloak of the manta ray, and I guess Tim gets a shot of all the tentacles just extruding themselves from my face.
Just
Yeah, fine.
okay. Just
This is weird
Poor guy.
and gross.
I'm working.
That's entirely fair. I'll drop 2 copper next to
poor
him
guy.
on the way out.
You see,
What's he
he,
gonna
Not
do with that?
necessarily sure he has it. Yeah, I was going to say I'm not sure he has a use for money, but he
he
might.
sees it. You see, he very deliberately does not take it.
All right, fine.
I won't even make you do an inside check. You think that if he is found of coin on his person, it will be assumed that he stole it.
All right, cool. Well, I'll pick it back up and sort of go, must be a hole in my pocket. And off we go.
Okay.
Thinks you're
I'm
a
gonna come
fucking
back for Tim.
narc.
Tim's
We can
great.
come back for
A
Tim.
narc or
So
a
to see it.
lunatic?
Did you see anything
Tim
down
is-
there? The water's really cold. I have some theories.
Yeah, I didn't see anything, but Tim was saying it's a well of old magic.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. There's definitely something
Yeah,
magic down
that
there.
only the queen
water's
can
way too
operate.
cold.
So,
Okay, this is really feeding into my theory that she's done some sort of deal with some sort of
Right.
sea creature.
Pirate Queen's a warlock.
I think she might be.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
No, Dagmar. I mean Helga.
Helga. Yeah.
Stage whispering.
Helga.
Stage whispers. Sorry.
It's fine. There's no
Um,
bounty on me this time.
Yet.
Ah,
So yeah,
yet.
that's my
I
theory.
miss those days.
I detect magic, but I don't think it goes down far enough.
What's the range of it?
30 feet.
30 feet.
I assume the ocean floor is more than 30 feet away.
I
Yes.
mean, but it might not be.
Certainly, you do not get any magic from below you within 30 feet.
Cool. And there's nothing else up here. It's all just resi. As we sort of continue the walk around the boardwalk.
Yes. It's basically
How many
just...
warlocks do we think there are in the world?
How many
How many
warlocks?
Yeah, well,
I don't
there's
know.
always
Probably lots.
someone who's willing to sell their soul for 1d10 cantrip.
Do you think like there's one? Is there one devil per warlock, or do they have like groups
they'll
of
have multiple
warlocks?
contracts.
Oh, no, it's not just devils, Dagmar. Truly, you can make a pact with any sort of powerful being.
I mean, honestly, if we could shave off our power, I would probably have some warlocks working for me.
I mean, it's a great scheme.
Right?
It's not.
Patericus.
I mean, just theoretically.
Utericus, can I have
From a business perspective.
wisdom saving throw from you, please?
Oh, that's not great. Am I standing next to Morzod?
Warlock pyramid scheme?
That is a 23 plus 3 from Morzod, maybe?
Yeah, Mozart's absolutely standing next to Viddy.
26.
Because he went to the edge of the thing when Viddy
Yep,
had his tumble.
And we are all hush hush talking.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, because
hang on,
you
where's
just got
Betty?
me dead.
That's because you fell in that dark water.
Cool.
Stay away
So
from
this
that
isn't a
dog.
spell where I know what it is if I successfully resist or anything. Or an effect.
Let me double check that.
No, that's the pull of the deep. That's the pull of the deep that's trying to get you. That's that dark water. That's that bad water. It's gonna get you.
Yeah, yeah.
Nope, you do not
Gonna
know.
get you, tasty little man.
You do not know what
But
may or may not have happened.
But I'm aware something brushed my mind briefly. Is that sort of the...
Nope.
Or not necessarily. Okay, cool.
No.
Well, in that case,
Well,
then...
I will say, because I made you do a roll, and
Mm.
Doug is therefore aware of something, you had just a moment of like a chill running down your spine.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that was sort of what I'm vibing,
Yeah.
right? That there's something that I've gone, hang on, that's not actually me. That's like, something is...
What's that?
Bouncing
Hairs on the
off
back
the-
of my neck? Jimmy's fallen down the well?
Yeah, right? Like, no specific information. Just like, guys, I don't think we should go in the water.
No.
What was your
shit.
first fucking clue? The green glow?
Well, we've
The
got to look at it
pirate
at some
cave.
point.
The fact that it has its own weird current?
Look,
Do you
why
know
do you
what-
put master
do you know
bait
what-
on your crew? You put master bait on your crew to get eaten by things.
You
And
just
here
call
we
yourself master
He
bait.
just did. He just
Yeah.
did.
it's
He
really
went
good
there.
one. Hanging on to that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, what color magic do you think is... Look, you know what color your Eldritch Blast is. It's like a greeny color. This is a greeny color. Do you know what else is a greeny color? Usually death magic. It's all connected.
No, death magic's
Eh?
silver and watery.
Maybe yours is.
I mean,
Well-
it was kind of silvery last time. But
Yeah.
do you remember the water that was like sticking them all together and stuff?
No, you are right.
That
It was
was
silver,
right.
wasn't it?
No.
Whatever's down there, it's not good for us.
No, I
specifically.
don't recommend it, to be honest. All right, well, shall we carry on?
Right. Are we just sort of walking around until it's a pirate queen? Are we actually doing a...
Yeah, right. Are we actually going to go to the mess now and trigger the cutscene, or are we?
and sort of pretend to get a crew and then be like, joke's on you, we're not hiring. And then
I
leave?
will get... No, I'll just look at your passive perception checks, which are stupidly high, of course. Why am I even looking?
Oh,
and-
mine's not high at all. It's 12.
Biddy and Dags have extremely solid general awareness.
I've been eaten by so many things that my head is a little on a swivel.
Yeah, Ptericus and Dagmar, you will
I might just got great
just
peripheral vision.
glance something in the water. Just here. Whoop, I'm in the wrong mode. Just here, near your own boat.
Oh!
Something bobs up. Something is just above the surface. And as soon as you glance at it, it bobs under again.
Oh, fuck off with this HP bullshit Lovecraft nonsense. Fucking, I'm
think-
out. I'm leaving.
Are there seals in this world? Would we be aware of seals?
You've seen seals.
Oh,
you named
that's-
an island.
There was like
Yeah.
no, the
Yeah.
the
was an
bay.
island for the
Banana
because they were
bay.
banana, they were banana shaped.
That's it. They were
Helga
banana
is going
posing.
to casually ask if anyone thinks there are seals in this cave.
Don't be ridiculous. It's so
doubt
far
it.
away from the shore. Why would there be
Yo,
seals?
I've
here?
seen this part of Chrono Trigger. If anyone sees a piece of cheese or a cat, don't touch them.
Good to know. Rala. Oh, sorry, not Rala. Sparrow, come in.
Yeah. What's up?
Wonderful. We've just had a potential sighting of someone or something hanging around in the water around Layla. So head on a swivel.
Okay. I mean,
Ahem.
you're not saying literally put someone's head on a swivel gun, are you?
If it
that what
dissuades
it's saying?
boarding actions,
You're
Is that what it's
saying be super
Wow.
aware, right?
Yes, be
Yes.
aware. Keep an eye out.
Yes, Vitericus, your
Yes.
metaphors sometimes confuse me.
That's fair. They confuse me too. I should work on that.
Hello, darling.
bye.
Can you watch the water for Daddy? Or Glow watch the water. Just keep an eye on it.
Does Glow have a fake name for this scenario? Or is she just still Glow?
I guess she can if you want me to give her a fake name.
She's
I don't
a
think she's gonna
seagull,
like
so
it.
wouldn't it be Pwee?
Fun.
Twee.
Are Glow's eyes still glowing?
Oh, they would be if she's a. Yeah.
Familiar.
Close fine.
Okay, well, there we go.
Can't really stop that. So.
So, by the way, this whole area is essentially getting into dim light. You can all see, but after, say, 100 feet or so, you're getting into more shapes. It gets a bit hard to pick out details.
Well, I've wandered over to here now.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Wait,
So
where are you?
I'm
We will go
basically
over
just
that.
continuing the walking tour of the Anchorage.
Okay, as you come this way, this is a good place for a cutscene to take place.
God damn it.
you
Stepped on the
damn it.
trigger.
You see
FMV engages.
on this overturned, what looks like a fairly old galleon or something like
Oh
that.
shit, the keel. It's fucking Thunderdome.
You see that there are actually two pirates on it having a fist fight, and they're standing on either side of the keel, which at the center of at the middle is sort of high enough that they can reach over it, but as the further away you get, the more the hull slopes away and it all becomes rather difficult. And a crowd has gathered on this this platform over here, who are watching and shouting, and you're actually there are a few people where you are as well, sort of sitting on the edge and just cheering them on.
Excellent. I might cozy up. Not cozy up, but like take a spot next to someone and go, so what are they fighting over?
Yeah, it's all the usual.
Humor me. Pretend I haven't been here before.
Oh, you don't know these two? Oh, they just do this every day.
Just for
So,
fun?
so they's married.
He gives a genuine laugh, and he says, "Nah, brothers."
That'll do it. Yes. Okay. Cool. It's like, is there usually like even a half-hearted excuse? What was the excuse this time?
I think one of them farted loudly. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Okay. That'll do it. All right.
Who's running the books?
Yeah. Who? What are the odds?
Points over to the platform over here, and says, "Cleric's taking care of it. The half elf."
Yo, a bookie named Cleric. I love that.
All right. Well, maybe I'll go pay Cleric a visit. Put some coin down before this all sort of ends. Thanks.
Okay.
So where would Cleric be standing? Sorry, over here.
Yeah. So I guess I'm going to wander.
I guess we'll be over there,
past
yeah.
These joints.
All right.
So if any of those are anything interesting.
Yes, I will pop a few up. You've got a Fletcher there. There's.
Hey.
I forgot to
Oh.
place one of these tiles, so I shall very quickly do that.
Need any arrows, Helga?
I wouldn't mind changing the fletching on my arrows so that they're all like really cool and black.
Oh, that'd be cool. It's like
I
it
don't know
could
if
be
they-
like your calling card.
Yeah, like are they selling like black feathers that I could just redo all my arrows with?
I mean, dyed turkey feathers, yo. It's like going into Spotlight.
So you'll see, as well as the Fletcher, you're walking past a tailor, a tattooist, and a jeweler.
Tattoos!
All the
I
good
don't
stuff.
know.
Pirate tattoos.
I don't know how hygienic getting tattoos on a piece of flotsam is.
Well, just don't get your flotsam tattooed.
Well,
Listen,
I
he can get
stand
whatever he
corrected.
wants tattooed. It's
Um,
none of our business.
Oh, that's
Does
true.
Vitericus
Alright,
have
fine.
inspiration? Because I actually want to give it for that.
I don't.
Vatericus has inspiration.
So many like things are happening to Patericus. He's getting chills up his spine. He's suddenly feeling like blessed by the divine gods.
Having a real day.
This is
Just
like
a lot of
puberty, right?
sensations.
Tailors are cute. I don't mind a good tailor. But
Oh my god.
I kind of do want to go to the tailor and get a big
right
Yeah, right. It'll be fun.
later, we'll sort the crew first, and then
I don't know if we're gonna. Is there gonna be a later?
We should not presume we're going to double back.
Yeah, an autosave might happen.
Yeah.
all right, fine. F5 into the tailor.
This is where
I just want to see all these quirky shop owners.
Right?
This
I want to
is-
go in and look
Yeah.
at all the places.
I want to
okay.
appreciate the interior design.
Oh, look, a hat.
Yes.
Yes, I
A hat.
put that there for you to notice. There is
We noticed.
as you step in, there is a wood elf, and he is currently sewing away. It looks like he's repairing a garment. Looks up and says, "Hi, in the middle of something. What do you need?"
Oh, he's doing some calibration.
Honestly, just browsing. I saw a tailor out the front, and I could not go past.
Okay, I mostly just fix things here, but I can make stuff to order if you need something.
How fast?
Depends on what you need.
A coat.
Really amazing blouse.
Says
Oh, does he do modifications?
coat will take probably take a week or so. Blouse ain't happening. Sorry, you have to steal one.
That's fair. We can find a blouse and get you to fix it later.
Ooh, I'll get back to you on the coat.
Yes, I can modify stuff if you need it.
Throw some braid on there. Some rickrack.
Could you do embroidery? Did you need work?
This is not well, but yeah.
I think we want well.
Thank you.
You know, get your name embroidered.
Could you embroider a handkerchief?
It says depends on what you want on it.
Could you do a little skull and crossbones?
It says yeah, I could do something.
You don't have to do full embroidery. You could do like patchwork or something. Applique. Applique.
Yeah, yeah, I could do that.
Wonderful. Here's a black silk handkerchief, and he's a gold. Is that enough? 2 gold.
2 gold. Yeah, that's enough.
Okay, 2 gold it is then. So what a bargain.
Sure, Captain.
And he looks at the rest of you, then looks back at you and says, "Is there anything else you need?"
Do you want anything else?
With just the handkerchief. Thank you.
Do you do much tailoring for the Queen's crew?
It says,
Is that hat nice?
I mostly just fix their things when they're docked like they are now. That's what I'm working on at the moment.
Fix much for the Queen herself? What's she like? The Captain's got to meet her later, and we're just trying to get a bit of a sense of what that's going to be like.
I just want to be presentable.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage, because you've just given him 2 gold for to embroider a handkerchief.
He doesn't fucking know still.
Yeah, but
26.
it does, like, you could absolutely piggyback that as a bribe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And he says, yeah, she comes through. She comes here from time to time. I see her walking around from time to time as well, like most folk. She's, what do you want to know?
I mean, tell me about her, right?
Right.
We haven't met her face to face yet, so we want to create a good first impression when the Captain has to meet her.
Oh, right.
I heard she can command the 7 seas.
He says, I ain't heard that. Oh, might be a bit of an exaggeration, but yeah, like the magic that brought your ship in, yeah, that's her.
Yeah.
That's her.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought
Well, it's
that was
her,
a wizard.
or what I heard, she makes the well down below do that.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to rip my shirt slightly.
Oh, anti-prestidigitate.
Is it in a sexy way?
No, I'm basically just going to tear the sleeve ever so slightly and go, oh, well done. drop 4 gold on the table, and go, any advice for getting on or staying on her good side?
You're not trying to be convincing that you've accidentally damaged your shirt, are you?
No, not at all.
Okay.
This is purely payment for information.
He'll look at the gold and look up at you, and he'll say, stay on a good side. The best way to stay on a good side is to never meet her. But if you can't do that, then just, whatever you do, don't lie to her.
Call her captain. She likes
I
that.
have heard that.
Yeah, we
Any
okay.
particular reason she doesn't like what's the deal there? Is there a story
does
behind that?
Do you like
Does
getting
she
lied to?
know?
I don't know, but if she finds out someone's been lying to her,
Mm.
well, they're lucky if she kills them on the spot.
Mm.
What? Boss has been browsing. What?
All right,
What's
well,
that?
thanks for your time. Helga, did you need a new hat?
Look, Helga, a hat.
My hat is sentimental, thank you.
No, fair call.
We'll be back
Saucy have a
later to
hat?
pick that up.
He says,
Catherine, do you
No,
need a
it's
hat?
not.
All right.
No, I don't wear hats.
He does
Oh.
not flatten the
He
top
does-
of
yeah,
his
he
hair.
does not into the
Exactly,
hat.
and ruin my hair.
Fair.
he says, by the way, handkerchief, I have to sort of work on it between jobs because I need to get these done before the Queen ships out again. But a few days, maybe 3 days, I should have it done.
No worries. What was your name?
That makes sense.
Sorry, David. We're just being like empathy,
We got
empathy, empathy.
heckled for not not asking for one person's name.
Yeah, the one time we don't ask. We only had 5 questions. I didn't want to waste one on being like, "What's your name?"
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I actually had
Yeah.
a name written down for him. The tailor is Crinara. Crinarin. Yes. Crinarin.
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 And sort of as I'm turning to leave, I'll go. When's the Queen due to chip out?
He says, oh, I don't know if they haven't set a time, but normally only stays for like 3 or 4 days.
Oh, good to know. How long's it been here already?
About a day.
About a day. Okay, so we've 3 or 4 days to make a good impression, get a crew, and then head back out. Good to know. Thank you very much. And I will walk out, not giving him the shirt I've just torn,
Okay.
and just prestidigitate it back together.
Prestidigitation can't fix
Oh, good
shirt.
point.
Do you have mending?
I
Got
don't have mending.
Well, guess who does have mending?
Yeah, well,
Why would you do that to your lovely shirt?
Is it even a real
because
shirt?
Captain,
You're wearing
we're new
glamored
here, and
armor.
we need. That is true. Actually, it's not actually a shirt, so it will just glamour back together. Because
Oh.
Captain, we need information.
I was gonna say 4 gold seems a
Oh
little.
my god, I jumped
steep.
in with like almost nothing on, because that glamored armor does not provide like heat protection. Hot dang.
Yeah, you must be freezing cold and
Oh,
soaking
that's
wet.
You
cold.
leapt in and just like a leather vest and panties.
Yeah, I actually
lump-
just assumed that you prestidigitated yourself dry once you came out, but I
That
should have
lump in
actually.
his throat is his nuts.
I should have. Yes, when you came out, you were very cold, almost shivering.
Yeah, let's assume that I have prestidigitated myself to stave off pneumonia.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are we going to pop into the Fletcher and meet the Fletcher and ask for their name? And
Yes. Helga
Perfect.
would like some feathers.
Okay. You meet the Fletcher. Do you want arrows?
Would like feathers.
Is his name Fletcher? Can we name this guy
Does
Fletcher
he
already?
have a big
Yeah.
bucket of feathers I might have?
She does have a number of feathers, almost exclusively seabirds.
What?
Are there any black seabirds or are they all like black and white? All white.
Petrels? Yeah, petrels would have some black feathers.
Like
I think.
seabirds. Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
sustainable though.
I was gonna say because my hat has an albatross feather, so seabirds would be quite great. So yeah, Dagmar will take a nice array of white and black feathers.
Pretty much all of them
Hopefully,
are
preferably
white.
some
and-
mottles together.
Yep,
White
cool.
or black.
Right. Well, I'll refletch those later.
And she says,
Thank you.
I could fletch them for you. I mean, that's what I do here.
Oh, do you need something to do? Because I can do it myself, but if you want to do it, that
She
would
I mean,
says-
you pay her for it.
She says, yeah, it's my job, so I like it when people
Oh,
pay
sorry.
me money
The
to
guy
do
next
things.
door was really busy.
And she says, oh, well, not a lot of demand for arrows here. Everybody's using guns.
Oh, that's so
Hmm.
sad. Okay, yeah. No, how much to refletch my inexhaustible stash of arrows that I've never run out of?
Not much. We'll say 5 silver.
It's yours.
Cool.
Also, I have
soon
3
can you pick
plus
them up,
3
though?
arrows, and I want them to be extra cool. So can I give her those with just instructions to make them a little extra fancy?
Make sure we have time to pick them up.
Yeah.
She says, they look kind of fancy already. What did you have in mind?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, I don't
Any
know.
sparkly bits?
I just do you have glitter?
Gold string.
She says, what's
yeah,
glitter?
little,
Oh, it's
Emerald.
little ground up bits of glass, and it sparkles in the sun. Don't worry about it.
She says, put that on an arrow. I think it could do something horrible to a wound if it got glitter in it.
Oh,
yeah,
Oh,
totally.
glitter arrows. Wow.
I mean,
Just invented a new weapon.
Something horrible happens whenever you get glitter in something.
Also, something horrible happens when you get an arrow in you. It's you have an arrow in you. Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
when you
it's
whip
nice to
glitter
go
as
in
well,
waves,
that is
so-
war crimes right there.
You
You want to
hear-
shoot them, and then you want to cause an infection, and then
You hear a chorus of cheers as you think the fight outside might have come to its conclusion.
we were on a timer. Okay, never mind the 3 fancy arrows. Just make the rest of my arrows cool, please. Thank you.
She will do that.
How
I have a
long?
question before we go. Oh, yes. Answer that
Yeah.
question first.
When do I need to pick them up?
She says, I can get them done by night, by
Awesome.
evening.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
And we're not going to get into any fights in here because we're not allowed to. So that's fine for me to not have all my arrows.
She says, you phrase that in the most peculiar way, but okay.
She's been hanging out with
does
me
the-
too much. I'm sorry.
You said everyone's got guns and stuff here. Does the pirate, she got a fancy gun or something?
She says, no, actually. Come to think, I'd never seen her carrying any weapons.
No,
Oh,
just
that's cool.
Fucking warlock. Fucking warlock.
Yeah, Vatericus is busy making QW or Q equals W.
And everyone's just watching you very obviously
Yeah,
spell
exactly.
out
Yeah, yeah.
letters, including the Fletcher.
sorry. We're teaching him how to spell.
Yes, Qua. Qua spells queen.
I mean,
Yeah.
Job, bait.
Q and W, we're teaching him to play Scrabble as well.
Double EN.
Queen.
Yeah,
Queen.
queen.
Yep.
Right.
Well
absolutely.
done.
Right.
Off we go.
Okay, so we shan't forget to pick up your arrows.
Mhm.
Thank you, Madam Fletcher. I will not ask the name. So I will not remember it.
Now, Dagmar, Helga, there is also a jeweler.
Would you like to go
I
look at
do.
shiny rocks?
I guess so.
We have to do the souvenir shopping now.
Because then we're
True.
going to activate the cutscene, and then we won't be able to come back to any of these locations.
Exactly.
Well,
it's
we
going to
will, but
probably sink.
the states will have changed, and there'll be different dialogue options with all the NPCs, and it'll just.
And then the
They'll all
items will be
hate us.
different.
No,
Mhm.
no,
Shops
man.
won't
That
be
means it's
available.
Final Fantasy IV, man. Cutscene's going to happen, and then
So, the jeweler, there is actually no one in here.
Oh,
But are there jewels?
There are jewels. And it
May I
looks
see
like,
we,
and you see there is a jeweler's kit with various things sort of laid out, and you think they might have been in the middle of something when they stepped out.
All right, everyone,
Interesting.
suppress
We think-
your Elder Scrolls
Just
instincts.
loot all.
Yeah. Do we think that the jeweler is one of the brothers, or do we think that the jeweler went to watch the fight?
That
there a
was
hilarious-
one or the other?
What were
Is
they
there
in
like
the
a
middle of
painting of-
doing?
Two brothers, or what?
Looks like they were working on a necklace, beading a necklace.
Can Dagmar have a go?
At taking? At stealing?
No, at feeding.
Okay.
She's a jeweler. She's proficient.
Yeah, give me.
That's like me drawing something and someone else coming along and being like, "Yeah, let me finish that for you."
No, it would be like
Wow.
someone else drawing
Well-
something and then you coming along and finishing it for them. 'cause
Oh my goodness!
Dagmar's really good at this.
If you walk into a place and there's an open sketchbook, would you do a cheeky?
No, not everyone. No.
Okay.
We're learning things about each other tonight. So Dagmar,
Yeah.
give me it's dexterity plus your proficiency bonus.
Yes. Okay.
It's one of
That
those fae
is-
things.
17 plus 5.
I just don't want to touch things I don't mind because they could be gross.
So it's a 23.
Hand
Okay.
sanitizer first. It's all good.
Oof, no,
Um,
thank you.
Yep. This comes naturally to you. Although you actually have to stand on the chair that the jeweler was sitting on in order to see what you're doing. So the rest of you, you see that Dagmar has suddenly started jewelering.
Oh,
I
Right,
do
look,
not.
look.
I walk out as soon as she gets behind the desk because I'm like, nope.
Yep. Nope.
Cool,
I
I'll
find
catch
you
up.
to Dagmar. Okay, we'll leave you there. We've started to split the party. It's exactly what he wanted.
Oh my god.
I'm just going to lean over and go, Captain, she doesn't have an eye stone. She gave it to Sparrow.
I mean, Morzon's there
Oh.
leaning over her shoulder going, well, oh, that's really quite good, isn't it?
You.
All right. Well, as long as Charlie's in there, we're fine.
Yeah, I'm not being any part of that.
No, right? It's
Vitericus, where you're standing, you can see that people are starting to disperse from
mhm.
at the platform where they had been watching the fight.
This is some serious player character things.
I feel like we're in quite a significant amount of danger in the sense that we're touching another pirate. Sorry, I say we. Helga's touching another pirate's things.
He's doing a good job of it, though.
Yeah, I'm making it look prettier. It's okay.
A few individuals are starting to walk past you, Vitericus. They're going down. They're going the direction they would be going if they were returning to the jeweler or walking past the jeweler.
Yeah, so I'm just going to real quick eye stone Charlie and go, Charlie, wrap it up if you haven't.
Hey, looks like we're going. Come on.
Dagmar will leave the jewelry in the state that she was able to achieve in the time we were in there.
Okay. Just as you're coming out, no, because you left as soon as Vitericus told you to. You just as you're out of the jeweler, around the corner comes a huge orc. It says,
Let's go.
excuse me.
Oh, sorry.
And walks
Sorry.
into the jeweler. And then from
Heavens.
a moment later, you hear a muffled sound from inside. Go, what the fuck? So what do you do
Wow.
now?
Leave.
That was fun.
Wander away casually. Yeah.
Yeah, whistling with our hands in our pockets.
I
I
might go
didn't
this
take
way because I do
anything.
want to see if we can find a cleric.
Okay. A few more signs to reveal.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this a roof or is this? Oh, it's the gunsmith. Okay.
Yep, that is a gunsmith. And
Gunsmith
this
cats, good anime.
is the magazine.
Nice.
Ooh.
There is a big sign out the front of the magazine saying, absolutely no flames.
Yes.
Um,
Just one would perhaps expect.
and Vitericus, since you're in front, give me a perception check, please.
Okie dokie. Perception check for a grand total of 28.
Not bad. As you look around, you see there are only now a handful of pirates left on the platform, and they seemed, a few of them seem to be clustered around this one person who you're thinking might be cleric, or the cleric. And with the 28, it takes you a moment, but you recognize her.
Huh.
It's been a while. The last time you saw her was in the All Gods Temple in Mira's Reach, where she was dressed as a cleric of Fainothwin. You discovered that she was working with the collectors and helping to smuggle antiquities out of the Ginault Palace, the ruins down there. Looking at her today, her face is the same. It's definitely her. But she has dyed her hair black. She is not wearing the white and gold that you'd expect of a cleric of Fainothwin. In fact, she is wearing both the colours and the symbol of a cleric of Gemdanan.
Perfect.
Now, next question.
She's got such a hustle.
For me is, does she recognise you? Which is going to be hard because you are also in disguise. Well,
It's true.
And you've gained I know you don't have your chest diamond out.
I don't.
No, I
it's
feel like
true.
that's a bad thing to have out around a bunch of pirates.
Imagine meeting a
that-
jeweler with a giant diamond sticking out of your chest.
okay. So, Vitericus, you've just recognised this cleric. What do you do?
I think I might casually stroll back down the walkway towards the rest of the crew.
So you've got a token for her. I might as well drop it on.
So I'm not like pivoting and running. I'm just like, casually turning and following the crowd out.
Oh, what's wrong? You came back. You didn't find who you're looking for?
Yes, cleric is an old friend.
Of yours?
Ours.
Okay,
Five.
do you want to be more specific?
Do you remember Salmi, the cleric of Fainothwin?
Oh, the dodgy bitch in the forest.
Oh,
the
yeah, the dodgy
one.
bitch in the temple, yeah.
So if we're
Yep.
trying to lay low, let's avoid people who recognize us
Oh, good point.
and just casually stroll over towards literally anywhere else.
I mean, I have a tattoo and short hair now, so I'm like crazy different.
I'm a blonde.
Also just looks at Vetti.
I mean, I'm still fairly recognizable.
You're also a dwarf, a half-orc, a
Yeah.
high elf, and a human.
Perhaps.
I guess that is a sort of.
And there's a
specific
camera crew
combination.
following us.
There's a camera crew following us, yeah. Oh,
So,
has Glow seen anything, by the way? Any updates on bobbing figures in the
And we've
drink?
got animated portraits and nobody else does.
Yeah, that's it.
True.
Glow has not communicated with you, and you think that she would have if anything had appeared.
Okay.
So yes, so I'm
Right.
going to wander down this way.
Okay, well, truly just following him.
I will say that you can see that further to the north. That is the side of the cave where the path leads up. You've got a large building to the right. You can just make out the entrance to a small cave around here. And there is also a path that winds its way up and seems to lead to a few more small buildings. And it also seems to lead to the walkway that leads all the way out to the belfry that you'd seen, the watch point that hailed you when you first entered. But you're going south?
Yes, let's go south. Let's avoid the one who can, ideas.
Okay.
I really want to get doxxed.
This is an alchemist.
Ooh. I love an alchemist.
Let's not go in there. Oh, never mind. We don't have Rala with us anyway. I was going to say he'll recognize the prosthetic arm.
That's true. Did we want to pop into the
that is-
alchemists, or are
Little
we?
shop is a floating. It's like a little island.
Yeah, a
Love that.
little pontoony thing.
Oh, well,
I
Dagmar's
just-
in the Alchemist.
I'm just popping into them because I want to see David's little designs.
Me too. I just want to look at everything.
Yours.
Mhm,
There's a
mhm.
potion. Is that a potion of healing? Is it a jar of eyeballs? That's fun.
Does look
Um,
like an eyeball jar.
I like to imagine you're
Is
having
that,
this having this
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
conversation while
or
this
she's going to walk in and be like, is that a potion? Is it an eyeball jar?
and this
Eyeballs or gumballs?
dwarf looks up and says, "Yeah, eyeballs. They've got their uses."
Yes,
Absolutely. I'm
several.
currently using
not
two.
wrong.
To whom
Is that a
does they
weird
belong?
rock?
Are those creatures?
Is that a rock?
Are you a creature?
There are a variety of eyeball types in there, some of which might be human.
Oh man, lucky dip! You get to like pick one out and guess which one it is. Like it's a
That's fun.
clinker.
Squish it.
He says, "Can I help you? You're looking for potions, poultices."
I think our
Mostly.
friend Helga here has spotted your rock.
Yeah, what is that?
She says, "Oh, I just grind that up. It's one of my components.
What kind of rock is it?
I don't know.
Asbestos.
David hasn't worked that out, but it is one of the alchemical components that they use. I will
Oh.
say that my knowledge of alchemy is limited."
Fair enough. Well, I like the look of it.
Nice
Funky.
rock.
He'll say, "If you're looking for potions, we've got some that'll heal you. We've got salves, pain relief." And he looks over at you, Horsey, and says, "Oh, and you might be interested in, we got some mana potions."
He's got your number.
Yeah, seriously, got me dead to rights.
He says,
Well, I mean, Captain, if you're going to walk around with your book out,
Don't look at it.
says,
just saying, your
These-
robes are open, so
"I tell you what, these are mighty hard to come by. We're definitely not supposed to have them here. The Karskud Academy likes to keep them to ourselves, so we managed to get ourselves a few. If you're looking to buy."
I heard that
Yeah.
the Academy was doing something. I've not seen one before. Where'd you get them?
He says, "Oh, I just took them. I just bought them from one of our expeditions, you might say."
Yeah,
Ship's coming
interesting.
in.
Was that from the Queen's ship, or was that just?
Yo, it just
One of
fell
the
off
other
the
guys.
back of a frigate.
Yeah.
And he says, "This is a few months ago. I can't rightly remember."
How much? Out of curiosity.
I need to double check what the prices are of these potions. I seem to recall I made them.
It's like 500 Great Britain pounds. We're talking scalpers here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
right. There's going to be some inflation on the prices on this thing. On this
Because
I
they-
mean, I have 3 mana potions. I'm not hurting for them, so.
You're not saying that aloud, though.
No, that's April saying that.
Hmm.
Yeah, because they do. I think I said that they cost like twice the amount of a healing potion, and he
Yes,
is going to
quite
charge
expensive.
even more than that because they are very rare here.
I'm fine. Do you have any weird potions?
Any what potions? This is David asking.
Weird.
I think the captain means like
Weird potions.
giant strength, or like
Some
otters,
weird. What kind of weird
uh,
shit have you got?
Endurance, or
I know what I mean.
aspect
I
of the
said
badger.
weird. No,
Yeah.
weird.
Any baldrins?
Doug, what is
You got a
aspect of
case
the
of-
badger?
You got a case of
Good
baldrins
question.
here somewhere?
Vitericus doesn't know what weird potions are. He's literally just making them up as he goes.
He
Okay.
does know what weird potions are. We've been to baldrins.
That's true. We have been to Baldur's. I think I might even have one of his fun drinks left. I do have a just for fun
Oh, that
drink.
can't be. That can't be good anymore.
Guys, I should drink that just before we go and see the Queen.
Yeah, do they have a use by date? Is there anything written on there?
He does. He says he does. Not so much weird, but he's got things like antitoxin. There's a few flasks of alchemist's fire, though he says whatever you do, do not toss those around here. This place is
How
very
much?
flammable.
How much for the antitoxin?
antitoxin will be, I think it's, 50 gold pieces.
How much for the alchemist's file?
Also 50 gold pieces.
How many?
He has 3 alchemist's fire and 2 antitoxins.
How much is that altogether?
250?
250.
Can you do a deal?
And it says, yeah, 250 for 5 potions. It sounds like a deal.
Do you have an empty bottle you could also give me?
It says, yeah, got a number of those. I can toss that in for...
Free.
Give me a persuasion check.
One day I'm going to roll a really good persuasion check.
You did. You rolled a 20.
I did. Yeah, you're right.
Cool.
11.
It says, glass things ain't easy to come by out here, so I need to charge a silver for it.
I mean, that's
Fine.
blow your nose. about
250
that.
gold and 1 silver.
For luck.
Remove. And 1 silver.
Okay.
And so that's 3 alchemist's fire and 2 antitoxins?
That's right.
Okay, let me just, everyone talk amongst yourselves while I just put all these in. Equipment.
I don't know, guys. What do we...
You will probably also recognize that there are the makings of gunpowder in here. So sulfur, charcoal, saltpeter.
Shit.
Which makes sense, I guess. I'm just...
In-
Vitericus isn't wandering over to the gunsmith. I just want to see what it looks like.
Oi,
fun.
don't peek under the skirt.
You got
That's
a role play to see that.
That's fair. That's fair. I have to put the effort in. I'm going to stick my head out and just sort of wander out and, take in the air. Anything of interest that I can see for these sorts of areas? Are they more residential or are they
There is
more
a sign here.
storehouses?
It says Bedrose.
Ah. Interesting.
How's that spelled?
Yeah, in just bed rows of beds.
Rows of beds.
Because I was going to say ROSE, ROWS. It depends. Like, it's much more likely to be a bordello.
It's true if it's the bed rows. Yeah.
I wish I'd
This
thought
is
of
what-
that, to be
This
honest.
is why I ask. Is that in fact a house of ill repute?
You get the impression this might be the place that has beds. Everybody else here is probably using hammocks.
Mhm.
And then you ask, if everybody sleeps in hammocks, what might they be using beds for?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That seems fair. And if I pick my head down here, are these more bed rows or are they...
Takes me back to my uni days. What's down here?
Those are... there's no signs outside them. They're probably more residential buildings.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Interesting. I don't know why. Well, I guess, it's, next to the Hulk isn't a bad place to put... Is it a bad place to put sleeping quarters? Kind of, I guess.
The Hulk is sleeping quarters.
That's true. That's true. All right, well.
Right.
Shall we finally go to the nest?
Yeah, I've got my, I did my shopping.
Were you thinking of perhaps, like,
Right, we've
maybe freeing Tim?
Talk to all of the NPCs. Now, that's
I think we're gonna have to do that if we're gonna, like, when we're,
Hell
getting
no.
out.
We have just arrived at this place, I declare. Not loudly, but certainly at a normal talking conversation. It would not do to rock the boat just yet.
I just didn't know we could buy him at that bonds trading place, right? Like we could, we're assembling a crew. We need a swabber. We could just
Tempting.
buy him.
Tempting.
You seem nice.
I feel like that's some sort of stain upon us morally if we pay instead of just taking.
Free?
No, I like it. Let me duck down to the bond trader real quick. So I'm going to duck down to the bond trader real
Yeah,
quick.
see, what's worse, buying the slave or shoplifting him?
Okay.
I know.
This way, no one cares when we have him safely on our ship.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
Also, maybe swapping.
first of all,
Sorry, I
Vitergris,
just
you
wanna
see
spend
that there
something
are
Good.
7 more people in that cage. They're not chained up, but they do all have metal collars around the neck to indicate that they are slaves. And they look at you. Well, some of them look at you. Some of them just keep looking down. But there is a mix of contempt and a little bit of hope. Maybe
no.
this one is going to buy me.
Oh God.
It's like a pet shop.
All right. Well, who's running the bond trader?
So this door here, you think leads to the actual trader.
Perfect.
Okay.
I will walk in.
Oh my goodness. Should we knock for? All right.
No.
Inside, there is an orc, a female orc, and she is seated at the desk.
She hot?
Well, yeah, she's female orc.
Mm.
End of story.
But
Yeah.
morally, not so much.
See, the problem is, I think I've just given up trying to determine what hot means by any objective standard.
Do you like looking at them?
I will say,
Large, muscular, it's hot.
I will say
So,
she
yeah.
is hot to Morzod, whatever that means.
Right then.
We will
She is
describe her to
sizzling.
you when we get back.
She looks up and says, "Oh, hey, you're new here? Looking to buy or sell?"
Buy mostly at the moment. We need basically deckhands, people to keep things ship shape.
Are you allowed to make a pun like that in a place like this?
It's not a pun. It's
It's not
literally
a pun. I just need
what it
people
means.
to keep the
Yeah,
Layla
but
ship
he's
shape.
talking about a. Yeah. Anyway,
It's,
feel
it's
like you
the origin of the term.
I feel like you could get arrested though.
Maybe it's true.
And she says, "Oh, happy to sell, but you might want to ask around, see if anyone will just sign on. You might be a bit cheaper for you, but if you're having trouble getting people to join you, then yeah."
I think we need something a little bit more expendable, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I see. Well, it's our prices are 5 silver for the chattel. She nods towards the pen, and she says, "But any able slaves that would be able crew, they're a gold each."
And how many have you got?
God, they're so cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And she
Just
says,
paid more for a handkerchief.
"Well, we've got 7." She checks her book and says, "We've got 7 of the chattel at the moment. Most of our able slaves are working around the Anchorage at the moment. They're mopping, cleaning,
Right.
dust carrying, and so forth."
And how many of those are there?
She checks her books. She says,
Dust.
"I've got about 16 at the moment.
16.
Can't sell
What do you-
all
what
of
do you
them
think?
though. They're part of the infrastructure here. We can part with a few though."
Right.
All right.
Right, what do
How
you
many are
think?
you willing to sell me?
Yeah. Me.
And she says, "Of the able crew, I think we could part with 3.
What if I paid you 5 gold and you made sure that one of those 3 was Tim?
Give me a persuasion check."
I like the look of him.
Yeah. Oh, it's a natural 1 for a 16.
Oh God, you guys are being real creepy.
She says, "What do you want with Tim?"
Sex.
He pulled me out of the water before when I fell in, so Seems useful.
And she
I was
says,
just gonna tap his spell book.
um,
Make of that what you will.
and she looks at Orsi and says, we don't sell our folk for whatever experiments you spellcasting types like doing. You'd have to be actual crew.
I mean, he looks really good at swabbing.
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
really
basically, we want him
after
to
that.
train the chattel to swab effectively. Like that's really
we want
the
the
core.
able-bodied crew to be crew,
And she says,
and then chat.
"Ah,
Could have done that with advantage if I'm helping him.
Are we
says,
helping?
Is Orsi helping? I mean, tapping his spellbook didn't actually help.
no, it didn't.
Posthumously, it did
Surely Dagmar helped by mentioning the swabbing.
Also, it's helping by being hot.
She says,
He just flexed a little.
well, you might
Actually, though, she'd think that he was a little bit dandy because, like,
Mhm.
he's,
Yeah, a
as
little
far as
thin.
orcs are concerned, he's pretty.
She says,
Mhm.
you might be able to assuage my fears with let's just say 10 gold total. That'll help me
All right.
feed the rest, you understand.
Yeah, I
10
get
gold.
that. Let's do that then. Let's say 10 gold total for all the chattel you've got out in the pen. 3 of your able crew, and 1 of them's Tim.
She says, yeah, and she seems... I have to square it with the Queen. Taking all of the chattels a bit weird, but...
What about
Okay, how
another
about 20?
5 gold
How about
for processing?
20? How about 20 gold, and then we just keep it between us?
Wow, you guys are so unconvincing. Like,
This is
Ian Morzot
weird
is
about buying
cringing. This
slaves.
is so weird.
She
alright,
says,
fine.
why don't you want the Queen to learn about this?
We don't mind.
I
We
don't
just
know.
need them. Our ship sort of needs tending to straight away. So, if we can,
I don't
if the
want to bother
paperwork
her.
can happen post sale, that's fine. But if, this speeds up the process.
She
not a
says,
problem.
To be
Captain
very
hasn't
clear.
met the queen yet, and he's really afraid she's gonna think he's weird already, and he's just made things 100 times weirder by being weird.
she looks at you.
Ozzy was not lying when he said he doesn't want to bother
Looks
her.
at you, Orsi, and says, you haven't been interviewed yet?
No, I haven't. I've been shopping.
All right.
He
Mum.
wants to. He's worried that she's gonna look at his ship.
Let's shelve this for now. Come back after you've been interviewed.
Okay.
Fine.
The swabbing can wait.
It's not going.
Oh,
All right.
Charlie
Well,
can
we're
do
not
it.
doing 20 gold then. We're only doing 10.
Doing any. She's shelving all of it because this is weird, and she.
No,
doesn't
that's what
want
I'm
to
saying. When we come back, it's not.
Yeah, when
gonna
we come
be
back,
20.
it'll all be square. So we'll just do the 10 gold. That's fine.
That's right.
No
That's
problem
right.
at all.
Mm.
Good day.
All right, and I leave.
Okay.
I
what
guess
was
we
the
all
other-
leave
sorry.
I
because
take
we
my
all
time
ended up
leaving
in
in
that
case she
room.
wants to stop and have that conversation. But I suspect she's not going to stop me.
No.
That's fine.
Are you
Fine.
finally heading to the mess?
I guess so, right?
I
Like,
was
We have
joking
10
about, going everywhere else first, but you've pretty
We-
much managed to do it.
Why would you joke?
You gave us an interesting map
you
with
did.
little Easter eggs to find all over
With a
it.
You made
circular
the little
route.
paper tops
There was
to be
a
able to come
jar of
off.
eyeballs and a hat.
You hid bits
dare you.
everywhere.
I want to look under every single little nook and
We
cranny.
walked into all of the rooms and pressed A on everything just in case.
Finding
Yes,
the
let's go
hidden
to the-
law on the bottom of. But Tarika, I mean, debate. Are you okay? You've been kind of off today with the chatting.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah,
most
it's not
awkward I've
been-
seen you.
You're right. Are you okay? You want to talk about
It's a
that? You're
great
right.
day. I'm not gonna lie. I don't
Is it
know.
because you
it's
fell
just-
into the death ocean? Is that why?
No. I was a bit off before that. I feel like I'm.
You enjoyed having tentacles up your nose.
I do. It's great, but like this is a bad place to have tentacles up your nose. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
As you,
I don't know. It's just I don't like this. I don't like this place. I don't think it's doing
It's not good. It's not good for
Vibes
you.
not- bad
Mental
vibes.
health. Yeah, bad vibes. Yeah, it's pretty bad vibes.
All right,
the
let's go
roof
into the mess.
is lovely.
as you approach the place that you've been told is the mess, you see the sign out the front actually just has the letters GSG on it.
Ah, yes, the gisk.
Good, sweet grub.
Guzman Sans Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's get burritos.
And there's a curtain, basically, curtain rather than a door.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I'll push in.
You go in.
Fair
There are a few people seated around, drinking and
Oh.
eating. Behind the what is essentially a bar, there is a tabaxi, a hairless tabaxi.
Oh my god.
That's Vince. Yay!
Is it Godskin or Gargoyle?
Has it got tattoos?
Yeah, sure.
Sick.
Nice.
Actually, yeah. Of course,
Love
she's
that.
got tattoos.
He had lots of tattoos.
yeah,
Fuck
mhm.
yeah.
I'm gonna draw this guy, lady.
But
Individual.
wearing like a cook's apron, but dirty and stained. And she, as soon as you come in, she doesn't even look up. She just says, "Grub, slop, or grog."
Was
Oh
so close.
no! I don't think they do burritos here.
Grog.
Grub.
Tea?
She says,
Finn, you are a pirate captain. You drink
says-
grog.
"No tea unless you bring it yourself."
Fine.
Matter of
Or he
fact.
will bring out his tea set that he carries with him,
I was
and he
gonna
will
say.
brew his own tea. Can I have hot water then?
She
Even
looks
that
up at
might
you
be.
and says, "Yeah, it'll cost the same as a grog."
Fine.
I used to do that in my favorite coffee shop. I'd just take a container of my own tea down there and they'd do
I
it
mean,
for me.
there was a pirate, wasn't there, who didn't drink alcohol and he drank tea?
I'm sure there was lots of them.
Maybe.
Yeah, he's quite famous. Hang on, I'll Google it real quick.
Well,
Talk to me. Oh,
it's not Steed, is it?
Mm.
It sounds like
yeah, the
Steve.
gentleman pirate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bartholomew Roberts, the tea drinking pirate.
Yeah, that's it, Captain
Aw.
Bart.
Captain
and he drank
Roberts.
tea. Yeah, Captain Bart. The tea drinking pirate.
So you'll see that the grub is basically a meaty stew plus bread and cheese. The slop is broth.
Mhm.
And the grog is exactly what grog is, diluted rum.
Mm-hmm.
Fab. Dagmar will take a grub and a grog.
Cool.
Yes, I will
Possible
just take
patches.
the grub. I think I'm already off my game enough that.
Yeah,
Um,
get something in your tummy, it might help. Do you want some tea?
So
well, actually, yes.
Yeah.
the
Yeah, how
grub
long since you hydrated?
the grub is 1 silver piece. The slop, so if you just want broth, it's only 1 copper piece. It's very cheap. And the grog there is a daily ration for free, but you only get 1 per day.
How much for the grog?
Actually, yeah, the grog it's free. So essentially, you've used up your daily ration of boiled water. If you want more, after this, it'll be silver per ration.
That's fine. A round of peppermint tea for the table. Or see, we'll prepare. It's good for your tummy.
Mm.
Incidentally, the daily ration of grog, as in rum diluted with water, was phased out in the British Royal Navy in 1970 or thereabouts.
Wow.
Concerningly recent.
I love it when stuff like that is just
Mhm.
endures.
All right, well, let's pick a table, sit down, and wait for the crew to
right.
show up.
No, I think I go to her. I don't think she comes to me.
Well, no, but you'll get the
No,
summons.
you don't. There's basically a pile of these
the summons,
wooden
yes.
bowls. She gets one. She just puts the grub
Tops.
into it, hands that over to
What's this? A grub?
Dagmar, along with a wooden tray with bread and cheese.
Funny but satisfying.
And then wooden cups with boiled water and grog.
Yeah, but now we're just hanging out waiting for the Pirate Queen, right? Like, that's the
Yeah,
for
I
the
think
summons.
I think we're just in the cafe having a chill.
Hmm.
It's so funny. It's because it's coming into summer here. The sun has risen.
Oh, no.
Beautiful. That's right. It's Saturday. I don't care.
Mm.
We are at about that time, though.
Yes. So, as you're...
So after having dallied for the entire episode,
You sit down.
3 hours
You
shopping.
You eat your meal, and as you're finishing up and just thinking, okay, what are we going to do next? A voice booms out, thaumaturgically, you might say, and says, Captain Finn to the Queen's cabin now. And it's a woman's voice. And that is where we're going to finish tonight's session.
The Finn, you've been called.
Cool.
So, thank you for watching. We will be back next week to see how the interview with Queen Aneth goes. Thanks for watching. Bye.